Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geeks 5 Hour Podcast. I am the host with the most, the man with the plan. I am the most chaotic podcast and panelist in all of Texas. And I want you to acknowledge me. Joining me always is, well, he's not here yet, but he will be here. Keyblade Sonic will be here, and I got to send the invite my producer as well, so they can be here. And joining me always is the one, the only. He's sponsored by Taco Bell. He'll build a restroom near you. He doesn't go to the Waffle House. The one, the only, the Deacon Bell, the bell of the people, the bell of the taco, Deacon Rap.
Everybody, San Japan! Oh my God, the Taco Bell closed down in San Japan.
It was tragic. It was terrible.
It's been replaced by a mediocre burger joint that threw up on the side of the road.
No cap. That actually happened.
Yes. So bring back the Taco Bell in the mall across the street from San Japan.
Please don't.
And the Hooters.
Please don't. Please bring us an orange, a Panda Express, not Taco Bell. Anything but Taco Bell.
So wait. So there was a Taco Bell in the convention center, and it's gone now?
No, it was in the mall.
Oh, it was in
That's
the mall.
across the street from the convention center.
Oh.
And there was a Hooters.
I also have the same expression too.
Look, Jesse, have you ever had a chicken tender from Hooters?
No.
The Hooters from chicken tenders are easily the second best chicken tenders I've ever had. And I look forward every year to going to that Hooters and getting chicken tenders at San Japan. But apparently they closed down, and I was sad. Because it's like, damn, now I got to order DoorDash.
Wait, hold on. We got some first. Aloha, everyone. Of course I need to be here. Captain Mexico, your mic is feeding back very hard. Is it? I don't know.
Kind of. I just had to turn off my camera because I was getting condensation in my room.
All right. Well, I probably just needed to adjust my gain. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? Fart Knocker, what's going on? Seffi and Silva Crow, my boy. What's up, bro? So we are here to talk about Hooters is just awful. Yes, it is.
Yes. Finally, somebody agrees with us.
Everyone agrees with you. Hooters is shit.
Yes.
No, it's not. I mean,
Bro.
I'm not a fan of the girls at Hooters, but, like, the chicken tenders are amazing.
You would be the guy that'd be like, babe, feed me chicken tendies and tell me
Yeah.
I'm a good boy.
No. I am not her dog. Like, I'm your DAWG, but I'm not her dog, and I'm not her dad.
Jesus
Going to Hooters for the chicken tenders is like going McDonald's for their salads.
Who go to a burger place for a salad?
You're not going to believe how many people do.
Sometimes when you're on the road, especially like wrestlers or carnies or people that do Renaissance festivals, sometimes you got to grab what you can, and sometimes you got to accept the fact that you got to take that $12 salad from McDonald's. Tendies and video game. Hooters food sucks. I don't care what anybody says. Half the people that eat at Hooters don't go there for the food. You know who's better than Hooters? Bombshells. They have better food. They got quiet in here. Why did it get so quiet?
I know, but I've also heard that Twin Peaks is good, but I don't know.
That Twin Peaks is pretty good. Their food's pretty good. Every year.
What do you mean it's quiet?
Y'all got really quiet when I said Hooters sucks.
Yeah.
Jesse, Mexico's been canceled.
No, that's not that. It's just that, like, I was waiting for you to finish talking. Okay, so now you're chewing.
Yes.
But yeah, bring back the Taco Bell at San Japan and bring back the Hooters.
No, don't bring it back.
Yes, bring it back.
Can we just get?
Actually, let's bring back 2 Taco Bells. How about that?
How about a no?
That way the line isn't as long.
How about a no?
Because no lie, every year when you go to Taco Bell in San Japan, that's always the longest line at the mall.
I thought you had like a platinum pass to Taco Bell since you love it so much.
Yeah, I know. Taco Bell, give me a platinum pass.
What the hell's a platinum pass?
I don't know. It's just something that it's just more of like something that would get him in line faster, quicker, get him some rewards.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Taco Bell rewards. Yes. Spend $100 and we'll get you a roll of toilet paper for the bathroom for free.
But yeah, enough about Taco Bell and Hooters. Let's talk about San Japan.
You're the one that brought it up, sir. You're like,
Sorry.
first thing I want to say is I had a terrible weekend at San Japan because there was no Taco Bell.
He would start a conversation like that.
Yeah, but realistically, what does San Japan have to do with the Taco Bell?
You brought it up.
Hold on. Can we acknowledge this comment? There's another place similar to Hooters that's somehow trashier. Redneck Kevin makes Hooters look like a 4-star official. How is there a place? What? This exists?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Redneck Haven. I've heard about that place. As soon as I saw that place being built, and I saw the flag they had outside, I'm like, yeah, I know this place isn't gonna last. And like 6 months later, it got turned into a seafood place.
That's awesome. Hey, there is feedback, but it's not coming from me. So I can hear myself. Anyway, so we're still waiting on a few other people to join us, but Deacon Rap, let's talk a little bit about. Let's go ahead and knock it out of the park. But before we begin, I want to let everybody know that Geeks 5 Ever will be at Anime Texas this weekend in the Woodlands area. Anime Texas, owned and operated by Fandom. We will be there hosting 3 panels, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. What the?
What?
Nothing. Somebody went, woo. It wasn't me.
It was me.
Okay.
I'm not planning to go, but I'm like, woo.
I'm not sure if they're still in business anymore. Went before the pandemic and had 2 drunk guys hit me up for drinks and no waitress came to my table. That's horrible. That sounds awful. You probably didn't meet like the redneck criteria. It's like, oh, if you don't look like you hooked up with your cousin, then we don't want you here.
Or you don't look like my cousin, so we don't want you here.
That's right. You know. Ah, yes.
And you probably your name is something like Debbie Ann.
Something with the word Ann in it.
Yes, yeah, Sally Ann, Sue Ann, Priscilla Ann.
Annie Mae.
And
no, that is not.
How is that my mic? It's not.
I think it's probably because of me having using my phone. My Bluetooth earbuds aren't connecting.
Oh.
And plus, I gotta use my phone because I currently don't have internet.
Damn it, Deacon. Hold on. Let me mute Deacon real quick and tell me if my shit is still feedbacking. Let's find out. Is it still doing the feedback? Let me know in the comment section. Is there still feedback? Because I have turned my shit off. Right? Y'all can still hear me.
I can still hear you.
Oh, Deacon left. What the hell?
Deacon, there it goes. Come back. We'll give you Taco Bell.
Sorry, I was trying something too.
Oh my god, he's back. He's alive.
Wait, Sephi, is that no? I don't sound better, or yes, I sound. I don't know. I'm kind of confused.
Or no, the feedback isn't him. We need to know.
Yeah, I'm confused. That was not very. It's very vague
Hmm.
because none of my settings are different. They've always been the same.
Yeah, and I've been on here with my phone before, and we didn't have feedback.
Yeah,
So
but you sound better now. Ah, yes, it was. Yeah, you sound better, and I don't hear myself anymore because I did hear feedback, but it wasn't. All right, so Deacon, what did y'all do this weekend? Why did you weren't even going to go to San Japan originally? Then out of the blue, like I guess I'm going.
yeah, so what happened was I got approved for media badges. See, originally I had all the money for the con, and then at More Phenomenal Expo, I bought a bad on accident. And then a week after More Phenomenal, I had to replace 2 tires, and I was like, oh, there goes my San Japan money. And then I got the email about the panelist badges, and me and Victoria had already talked about just getting a hotel for one night, and she was okay paying my share and having me pay her back later on, so we ended up going.
Did you just say your partner's real name when they're using a stage name?
Okay, you know how many people don't know her fake name, but know her real name?
I think that's the point.
Yeah, but I don't think you understand. More people know her by her real name than her fake name.
Basically, they know me by my government name, just like
So
Kendrick.
by saying her fake name, nobody's gonna know who that is.
All right, that's fine. All right, we got Mama Donovan. What's up? Welcome.
No.
We saw her over the weekend.
Yeah. I thought she was dressed as a Mexican mom. She was actually the girl from Notre Dame.
You mean Esmeralda?
Yeah, that person.
I had to watch that movie when I was younger. My mom made me watch it, and because I went to Catholic school, I was required to watch it.
All right, we do have room for one more guest. If anybody, all right, make sure to be on power.
Oh, Mama Donovan, you should come on.
Did you want to come on?
What about Keyblade Sonic?
Oh, Keyblade Sonic is having some difficulties,
Mhm.
and
Yes,
our
this
other guest is running a little bit late, so we do have room for one more.
yes, Mama Dominic, we did. She actually did give him the chocolate, and the con heard it.
Somebody smacked Deacon around with a chunkle.
Yeah.
Uh, do you follow me on Instagram or Discord? Sorry, I'm bad with stage names. Yeah, the feedback, Deacon, is pretty bad.
All right, let me restart my phone. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna restart my phone, see what I can do.
Okay, okay. Deacon left.
All right, so how do you say your stage name? Okay,
It's
Vic.
Mayanoko Kasuni,
Okay,
49.
okay, never mind, Vic. I'm not gonna say that. Tell us, what did you think of San Japan this year?
Okay, so because I'm in certain fashion communities, mainly Elegant Gothic Lolita, because if I have to say the shonen name, I'm afraid this we're gonna get demonetized or something. But anyway, they brought one of the big brands, Metamorphes, the Temp the Phillies, to San Japan, and it has been a brand that I've been eyeing since I was in like high school. And I got a I got a dress from I got a dress that had a reprint that came out years ago. I don't remember. And they also brought Gloomy Bear. They brought some independent Lolita artists to, or more like Lolita, or like and I would say Kawaii cult artists, independent and small and indie brand artists too. Um, the the convention, there was a lot of EGL panels. Like Friday, there were some on Friday, there were some on Saturday, and I think there was some on
Wait, say
Sunday.
that again. What kind of panels?
EGL.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's basically Elegant Gothic Lolita. So basically, we dressed there. It's
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
yeah, and so they had on the first. So I remember going to. if I recall, Friday. Where did I go on Friday? I know I went to a couple of panels on Friday, and I'm trying to, and it's, oh my god, Friday was hectic, and I don't even remember that. I went to like their J Fashion swap meet, and market hello, Deacon Rab. We do not have Taco Bell.
All right, we have another guest joining us. She is a fabulous, amazing cosplayer who will rise to the ranks and become one of the greats, one of the true legends of cosplay, the one, the only Nini.
Hi, sorry, I am driving. I know it's not the best decision, but I swear
Girl,
I can manage.
Look, you're
Nini,
not
I
how are
swear I can
you?
do it.
Nini.
like,
You're not Nini. There are worse decisions. Like I saw one girl buying almost $2,000 worth of Metaphor Tim's products at the dealer's room on Sunday.
What?
Oh.
Some girl bought almost $2,000 worth of brand EGL stuff on Sunday, and she had to call the bank.
$2,000? I
Yes,
could never. I could
from you,
never.
like that's like part of that. I could pay up part of my loan.
all right, so real quick, I want to give a shout out to size 666. How do you say it? Is it size 6666? I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I'm not very smart. And Trisky, what's up? No, girl, why are you driving? And like, oh, I know this is bad, but I can manage. Oh, here comes la policía.
Okay, no. Because I actually trust myself driving and being on the phone. So
Okay.
I think I can do it. I can multitask.
You're not like these people that like text and drive and they almost hit somebody. Oh,
Exactly. I'm just built different.
hold on. I'm eating because I'm starving because I went to the gym before the podcast started. And joining us is the Ayatollah of rock and roll, the next big thing, an up and coming voice talent. He is the Texas gaming hedgehog himself, and he is spin dashing his ways into a movie theater in December to watch Sonic 3, the one, the only. He's not Bakugan Mario, but he's Keyblade Sonic.
Yeah, I'm not like the Dork 6 always.
Yeah,
Keyblade Mario.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Happy Labor Day.
Please tell me you're not driving home too.
Yes and no. I stopped by I actually stopped by to get some dessert. I just had lunch and I was like, I'm gonna get some shaved ice, and I went to Bahama Bucks and I was like, yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna have them while I'm watching the podcast.
He's supposed to be on it, like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be on today's episode.
imagine talking about this crap in front of a shaved ice place. Be like, what the hell?
He's like, I was supposed to do something today. And then all you hear is, well, Keyblade Sonic was supposed to be here, but he's having technical difficulties. Ah, shit. Oh, yeah. Technical difficulties. Right.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, normally I would do this in my computer. Unfortunately, the storms yesterday caused a power outage in my neighborhood. And unfortunately, my internet router had to pay the price. So I'm getting a new one on the way. So hopefully this will be temporary until next week.
Rest in peace, router.
Yeah, rest in peace, router. Thanks for all the memories of the constant lag in my room.
So before we begin, we do want to get a group together, guys, for those of you that live in the Houston area. Anyone that's willing to hang out, December 20th, we want to get everyone together to watch Sonic 3 as a group.
Hey, I'll be down with that.
OMG, that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
It will, and let's all just because Mufasa and Sonic are both coming out at the same time, but I want to support Sonic a little bit more than I want to support Mufasa.
Yeah, because I remember so here's a little interesting little trivia note about that. Like, the first Sonic movie came out when that Harley Quinn movie came out. The second movie came out when Morbius got re-released, and looks like Sonic 3 is looking to take another victim.
It's almost like they're timed or something.
Yeah,
look,
I know. Right?
Sonic is better. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch Mufasa, but
Yeah.
No.
Someone told me this, and they said we'll see Sonic, but let's not underestimate the power of middle-aged white women. We're gonna go see Mufasa. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Oh,
I
man,
just didn't like the Lion King live action as much. Where
Yeah.
did Deacon Rap go? Did y'all?
I don't know. Maybe he went to go get Taco Bell or Hooters.
Well, you told him there was no Taco Bell, and there's
he's back.
definitely no Hooters.
Well, he was back. Now he's gone again.
Yeah, maybe he saw Hooter.
So, we are here to talk about San Japan 2024. We got some info from Vic about Lolita Goth, Hot Topic, whatever. But San Japan this year was once again very controversial for many different reasons. We'll get into that, but we want to get everyone's aspect and firsthand experience with the convention itself. Before we begin, Sonic, do you have anything like a skinny before we get more?
Well, I guess I could say, we were just talking about Sonic earlier. On September the 7th, this Sunday will be the last day of the Speed Cafe happening in Katy. So if you haven't got a chance, this is the last week to go there.
That's right. And we're not talking about Sonic the restaurant. We're talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog Cafe.
Yeah, the Speed Cafe is happening. So if you want to get merch or anything like that, want to try it out, this is your last chance because this week, this is it, unless they make an extension or they'll come back. But, you never know.
Right. And remember, if you are unaware that this is the final weekend and you missed out, we apologize. We're not gatekeeping anyone. Shots fired.
Yeah, we're not gatekeeping anybody. We're not trying to hide it from people. There's been certain people who have making accusations like that, even though despite the fact that we didn't know about it, we knew about it at the same time they did. So yeah, I don't know.
Right. As soon as we find out, we're supposed to put out a bulletin, oh Jesus Christ, let me hop on my phone and text everyone I know.
Right.
Oh, so Trisky says I saw Deacon at the cosplay dating game show. The cosplay dating show. Where is Deacon? There he is.
There he is. I think his signal went out for a bit.
All right, Nini, let's so you were at San Japan as well this weekend. Were you an attendee? Were you a panelist? Were you press? What did you go as?
I was just attending just for the funsies.
You just went as an attendee?
Yeah, just for fun.
Jesse.
Yes, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Deacon.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm just making sure because my phone is
Yeah.
You guys, okay, anyway, as we were saying.
Okay, cool. Anyway.
All right, and we have another guest who's joining us because we had an open slot. Mama Donovan. Sorry, I don't have an elaborate entrance because I guess
fine. That's fine. Hi, I'm Mama Donovan. I went to San Japan this year, also as an attendee. I met a lot of wonderful guests. They had some great talent this year. Some of the most notable ones were Bill Butts. He's done a lot of roles, but the one that I mainly know him as, he plays Miguel in the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, and he's great in that. And
that's right.
He hosted the JoJo Pose-Off panel on Saturday. And on Friday, I went to talk to him and I was like, oh, I love your work here. Please sign my manga for me. And he's like, you should come to my JoJo panel. And that was the day that Saturday, I went, and that was the day I was dressed as Esmeralda. And I'm not super familiar with JoJo. I've seen a few episodes. I get the gist. I know how it works. I know how the JoJo posing works. So I somehow managed to finesse my way to third place as Esmeralda. I feel like I did bring I brought a tambourine, so that really helped. So I was just like, hey, Esmeralda dancing.
Esmeralda from where?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I'm over here I don't remember an Esmeralda character in Encanto. I don't know why the fuck I kept thinking of Encanto.
Oh my god, someone called me. It's oh, are you from Encanto? One of the guests, another one. His name is Doug Erholtz. He does. I don't know much of his roles. The only one that I know is he's Tanjiro's crow in Demon Slayer. But this is a very wonderful actor. Because they. But yeah, he didn't know who he was. He's like, are you like from Encanto or something, or are you just like a gypsy, a random gypsy? And I'm just like, I'm not gonna just dress up as a random gypsy. I'm a specific one. Okay, it's okay if they're specific.
I do have a question. Did you slap Deacon Rap over the? Did you slap him with a chancla this weekend?
I did, and we almost hit a baby.
All right, so I do have an entrance for you now. She is the one that puts the chanclazos and those putazos with Deacon Rap, Mama Donovan.
What a better way to torture Deacon Rap? Ask him to speak Spanish. So everybody, send something in Spanish in the comments section.
Yeah, if you want Deacon Rap to speak in Spanish, put a Spanish word in the comment section. To kind of go back before Deacon Rap kept, because Nini was trying to talk, and every time Nini would talk, Deacon Rap would interrupt. Nini, so you went. So I saw your post. You definitely had a great cosplay lineup so far. So you went as an attendee. Did you enter the cosplay contest?
I wanted to, and originally I was going to. Like, I had this elaborate cosplay planned out and everything. Like, I was like so ready to do it and everything, but literally a couple minutes after the cosplay contest opened up to register, everything was full, and you also had to pay to compete in the cosplay contest. So I was kind of like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to do it. Yeah, you had to pay to compete.
La verga, me tienen jodido.
To compete, yeah.
What were you gonna cosplay?
And I saw that, and I was gonna cosplay. I don't know if you guys have watched Monster High or anything, but it's this Mexican character called Skelita.
Oh.
I was gonna do her, and I was gonna make her outfit, but expand the skirt out into a quinta dress.
I love all the quinta.
And I was gonna put like marigolds all over like the hem, and I was gonna do like a little marigold tiara, kind of like Dia de los Muertos type of thing with a quinta gown. But
that's a clever idea.
Yeah, when I was grabbing everything and I was trying to sign up for the cosplay contest, there was a fee to pay, and all the slots were already filled out, and I was really disappointed. I was like,
how much did it cost?
It's fine. I forgot how much it was.
I just asked them.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot how much it was, but
even if they charged $1, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we should be charged to enter a cosplay contest, but they have their reasons why they did it.
Did they?
So I was
do
like,
you know what those
I'm
reasons
not.
are?
I do not actually. All I know is that I saw a fee, that you had to pay a fee to enter. That was all I saw, and it also said that they were like filled out, that they had closed. Literally a couple hours after they opened.
Are they trying to be more selective? That still sucks, though.
It sucks, but I'm not really sure why, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna start emailing these people about why they're doing this. So I'm gonna just.
Oh my god.
I will burn that bridge. Don't worry, I got you. Voice of the voiceless here. Fuck you, San Japan. Fuck you.
That's why I don't even do the cosplay contests. They just seem more like America's Next Top Model now. That's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Like the costumes, they're still beautiful. Everything about the cosplays themselves are still beautiful, but the way it's run, or the way they feel like it has to be run now, it's less, let's just all have fun and show off our costumes, and more like, who will be the next top model. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, for real. And I was like really upset because I had planned this cosplay for months, and I was telling everybody, I was like, oh my gosh, this is this and this, I want to do this. And then the moment of signing up, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was really upset. But you know what? I was like, you know what? I'll just do it September, October. I'm gonna do it as like a little like Hispanic heritage
because I'm like, there's always more conventions
like,
with cosplay contests that you do not need to pay for. You just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, here's the thing. Real quick, Trisky, I did see that you want to come on the show. Message me on Instagram, or you messaged me on
Discord.
Okay. Okay. Our other guests won't be able to join until 8. But if you want to message me on Discord, I almost said Distagram, Instagram or Discord. Go ahead and
Oh,
do
that's the
so.
merger name.
Yeah.
On the
Um,
Instagram.
That's
Instagram.
yes.
I know a few people who said that they did not have to pay, and I also sent you a video I took with the people who won the cosplay contest.
All right, cool. I'll check it out. You sent me a ton of stuff. By
Yeah,
the
well,
way,
I know how John sent you pictures. I'm like, nah, I want to send him some video.
you sent me so many videos. I almost text you back like, bro, you know we're not dating, right? You can stop.
Well, yeah,
I'm messing with you, Deacon. I'll check it out in a minute. I got you.
I'm not.
No, Deacon knows I fuck with him. That's why we
Yeah,
call him
no,
Deacon Bell.
I know, but when I say you're not my type, that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm not fucking with you. You're really not my type. I prefer
You're not my
black
type either, bitch. You Hakusho fan, old loving ass, old Taco Bell loving ass.
people. Damn right.
The
Oh,
boyfriend stuff.
Deacon, you're gonna be so mad. So I went to one of the panels. It was a name that anime frame. You know, very simple game. They show a frame, a still from an anime, and people have to guess. The one that stumped everyone. Everyone they guessed everything under the sun. Everyone's like, oh well, it looks older. Is it Fist of the North Star? Is it Road of Wars? Is it blah, blah, blah? And no one could guess it until like the very end, like maybe 10, 15 guesses later. It was a Yu Yu Hakusho still. And no one recognized.
Wasn't that still where it just showed a bunch of like blue shiny lines?
Oh, I wish I knew. It was like one of the villains, and then like the front of their face was like shaded all black, but he has blue shiny lines in the back, and like the energy.
Oh yeah, that's Mukuro, and that was in season 4.
Well, you probably would have gotten it if you were there.
Yeah, like I probably would have gotten the episode too.
Oh, that was an option too. You could say like, "Hey, guess the anime, bonus points. Guess the number of the episode."
Man, guess these nagas. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. I do want to address that before we do continue because I think that's a load of shit. Right. Some people didn't vote. I mean, some people didn't pay. They were trying to charge you. Even Anime Matsuri, at least as far as I know, doesn't charge. And their con is a shit show.
I would be careful because I make it
Yeah.
anime monster.
I was comparing it to I was comparing it to Anime Monster. I was like, how is it like that these bigger cons don't charge to enter a cosplay contest? And as far as I can remember, I don't think San Japan has ever really charged until this year. I could be wrong though, but I was like, I don't know, that felt off to me.
Vic, what are your thoughts?
Oh boy, I don't even know what anime convention does charge for joining their cosplay contest, but it does really sound sus to me. Also, like they're charging what it's like, and it's just I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know what the reason could be behind it.
I find it weird that you would have had to pay, but other people didn't. And everybody I know who did compete didn't have.
There was people that didn't.
Yeah, I just said that I confirmed that there are a couple of people who didn't. Like I just asked them on Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I went to the website literally like, I think it was literally a couple hours after it opened because it said that it would open, I think, August something. And then a couple hours, I was literally in the website trying to join the cosplay contest, and it said, oh, all the slots are filled out. And then it gave other options, and every single other option was charging a fee to enter.
Somebody said, was it a peasant's fee? Do the poors need to give more money just to participate?
No, but I do know we need.
Apparently, that's what it felt like. I was like, anyway.
I
We
think
have...
I was gonna say I think I get it. Only so many sign up, and in order to go over their limit, they probably charge for people who I guess that's I don't know.
That's bullshit. That's
But here's the thing. I feel like if you have a limit of people that you can enter to the cosplay contest, I feel like you shouldn't charge. I feel like at that point you should just tell them to submit progress photos.
Yeah.
and then go from there. Like just pick and
I
choose like
I
that.
have a
Like don't charge
I do have a
people.
theory as to why they may have charged. I think they feel like, okay, this is going to be the way we're going to cap people if we charge people. Maybe the people who really want to be part of this contest will pay for it. Maybe that's what their mind of thinking when they got
That's
into
what
this.
I'm
But I don't know.
thinking.
I think it's just kind of backfires on them. It just kind of makes them look like desperate or something.
I don't know, but I feel
Yeah,
like that's
I
like
think-
exclusively San Antonio thing where you kind of have to play to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We need to address something. Trisky, did you message me, by the way? Let me know if you did, because you did ask, and we definitely would like to have you on the
Okay.
show.
So
I can't post the invite link.
All right, so I want to address Sephi's comment because I go to Anime Expo and I will tell you that, based on what I know, they don't charge people. All they do is just they do have a sign up. They have like a process. They'll let you know, it's like, hey, you qualify for it. Basically, in a way, you have to like show off your reference pics, all that stuff. And I believe that they'll just let you know ahead of time. It's like, hey, just so you know, chosen to be participate in the cosplay contest. That's the best way to describe it regarding Anime Expo.
So I don't agree with the business model that they're adopting right now.
Japan.
Yeah, San Japan. Look, I like San Japan. Here's the thing, and this is to kind of address Trisky's comment. Pros is still in charge. If you go and look up Pros' Twitter comment that they made years ago about people of color guests, it's gone. A lot of speculation is that they're kind of doing a brush it under the rug. It's been long enough, maybe people forgot, which could very much be the case, right? Not to talk shit about anime congoers, but anime congoers sometimes purposely have the attention span of a squirrel. And they will just like, all right, it's an anime con. We should just forget about it and forgive them because it's anime, right? It's anime, right? No, bullshit. Pros is still in charge of the convention. Pros is still the big cheese. Look, Pros stepped down, right? Do I have personal beef with Pros? No, I don't. I don't have any beef with Pros. I do have beef with the shit that he said on Twitter. Own up to it, bro. Own up to it. Now, do I have personal beef with John? Yes. Of John from Anime Matsuri? Yes, I do. But just because I have beef with them, at the same time, this is a public service announcement. That's not an open invite to individuals. This is just one person in particular, to constantly message me over and over and over every time that man takes a shit.
Yeah, I could tell you, we just had as recently as like what, yesterday or today.
It was like yesterday or Saturday.
Like, dude, just because Goku has, you have to like tell us like, oh, he walked like 5 blocks McDonald's.
They blew up my Facebook with like, whatever. So yeah, we're not gonna get into that. But the San Japan thing, Pros is still in charge, just so everyone's aware, right? It's been like what, 4 years? They don't care anymore. He's still in charge. And the thing is, this convention is going in a new route. I've spoke to some of the staff. When I say some, maybe like 1 or 2. They're going in the anime Matsuri route, that they want to be more industry. That is why this year, if you didn't notice, there was a lot of VTuber shit.
Yeah, I did notice a lot of VTubers.
Yeah, me too.
But that's
Okay,
what's in right now. So
That's what
that
the
is
kids
part
want.
of the anime
Well,
scene.
yeah.
Hey, I'm not a big fan, but I acknowledge that's a part of the scene. That's what's in.
Here's
that's
my
what draws
thing, though.
people.
Here's my thing. The fact that they're choosing to take a route like Anime Matsuri, that's just gonna have locals not support them, because that's essentially what's happening with Anime Matsuri. A lot of people from the Houston community don't even bother to show up to that con.
Mm-hmm.
They do not go. They do not want to give their money or their time to people like that. So the fact that San Japan wants to run their shit that exact same way, or try to even go the same way, they're just gonna lose people for like future San Japan. like.
You're right. They
conventions.
have already pissed off a lot of panelists. A lot of the top panelist groups in this state, they're not happy with San Japan. I'm not happy with San Japan. And to kind of Greek cred trivia says, I think most big promotions have skeletons in the closet. You're absolutely right. I've heard so much shit from different cons. It's crazy. But like I said, I don't have personal beef with pros. I don't have a problem with pros. Me and pros can sit down and still like pros was my pros was kind of like a drinking buddy. We weren't close. We weren't like stomping through the club together. But I could like literally have a conversation with him and we got along. I don't have beef with him. My beef is this. He needs to own up. If he didn't want to step down, don't step down, bro. It's your company. Do what you want. But own up to that shit. You know? But they are going more industry because they want to do what Anime Matsuri is doing. Anime Matsuri is very industry, but Anime Matsuri lacks organization. It's not just like the owners that are doing a bad job. It's the staff that don't give a shit at the same time, right? Because pros can't run all of San Japan. And they signed, I think they had a deal this year with some kind of company that does VTuber stuff. And that's why there was so much VTuber. I am not a fan of.
What, the Holodive or the?
I don't know the name of the company. I saw it was an announcement that they had a sponsorship or some kind of contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the name of the company. But I know that they're like VTuber centric.
Yeah.
So that is why there was an abundance of VTuber panels. They had over 25 VTubers. That's at least 25 hours of content. You might not think that's a lot, but back to back, that's more than a whole day.
And they're easier to bring in because you don't need to buy them a plane ticket. You just need to get a connection.
That's right.
You rent their time, basically.
You ain't got to haul shit with you. No equipment, no computers, no. They don't even have to show up. No hotels. They don't need badges. What's like? Oh, I'm here for my panel.
They just gotta be on the screen. Make sure their rig works.
Oh, would suck if the Wi-Fi went down.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let me see. I just went on a rant and I'm still kind of exhausted. I'm still really, really tired because I was gonna go to the gym after the podcast, but my friends wanted to go before, and that's why I kind of have like a sweaty, musty look. But I'm trying to keep up with the comments. 2007 to 20. Actually, San Japan's first year was in 2008. Because San Japan 1.5 was the first year because they tried to start it in 2007, but they couldn't get it up. So in 2008, they called it San Japan 1.5. I still have my badge from the very first San Japan.
Wow.
I think
VTubers are about to hit their half-life, though. Virtual guests were great during the pandemic, but that's not going to work anymore. There's a lot of out-of-towners at Matsuri. Gotta love the pay-to-play capitalism. Was the company Ninja? I'm not actually sure. I don't remember. That's why we need to minimize con Olu.
That's why we need to have a Mizumi con, Our Lady of the Lake convention.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misread it.
Yeah.
And all dedicated lines, not Wi-Fi. I am sure. Yeah, it's probably.
That makes sense, especially if there's a lot riding on it.
I mean, did you guys? And we'll start with Vic, and then we'll do Nini second, and then Mama, and then Deacon Bell. Panel wise, this year. Okay, was there anything on the schedule that particularly caught your interest?
Well, for me, it was the majority of the Lolita panels. I basically went to a panel where they interviewed and a Q&A with some of the designers from Metamorphoses. I went to a Lolita Loteria. What else? That one, I feel like there was like another one which was just that Lolita print, which was fun, and then there was the swap meet.
Oh, and you went to Lolita Fashion Show.
Yes, and I did went to the Lolita Fashion Show.
Awesome.
Yes, I dropped him off at the music production panel so I can go to my Lolita show, the fashion show.
Yeah, and you went to the cosplay dating game. You went to WTF. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think those are the ones that you went to.
Yeah, and then the swap meet. 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 Yeah, and
I love swap meets. I think cons need more swap meets, but they need to do what Colossal Con does. They need a whole dedicated. They did a market where people could sell stuff and like just
Yeah.
dedicate that. So
So
that they need more of that. More of
yeah,
that.
it actually because it was like their second year of doing it at Colossal, and I said it. We said it before in the show. I always thought that the flea market or swap meet was actually had better stuff than the vendors.
Somebody had some stuff on their background. Pulse check. Everyone's still alive, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Mhm.
Because I heard like dut, 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 like something fell.
Yep. Still here.
Deacon, are you okay? Are you in the toilet? Did you just eat Taco Bell?
Are you making an Elvis reference?
No, now I am.
Not every toilet is an Elvis reference.
Well, I'm sorry. Just like Victoria did it one time while I was actually in the bathroom, and every time someone, and I just cannot get that reference out. Him connecting. Anyway, no, I am fine.
Okay, so all those brought to you by Okashi Con, which
Yeah.
was inside San Japan.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Yes, OkashiCon was like a small event in Austin that pretty much, from my understanding, folded during the pandemic, but they were kind of revitalized during San Japan because I knew they were starting off last year, and they pretty much have their own section in San Japan. Like I would say like a quarter of the con was Lolita.
Okay.
Should explain Okashi better. He was like the main like DJ guest at that con. Steph, if you're still here, please explain Okashi Con.
I'm gonna apologize to everyone because I'm starving.
I know. I noticed.
We spent like almost 3 hours at the gym.
Yeah. You told us about the gym already.
Right. So forgive me because they just gave me a steak and I'm about to eat this in front of all of y'all.
Yeah, it's Japanese fashion. It's J fashion. Like Lolita. They also had a panel that I went to about gyarus, like the rise, the death, and the rebirth of gyarus. So I went to that one. That was pretty interesting.
So how was it? It explained like kind of like the history and then why it seems to be revitalized again.
Yes, it's only recently revitalized,
Yeah.
but basically the reason like it died in like I would say like the 2010s or whatever. Like when print media died, like when magazines were going out of business, the fashion for it died. But it only came back because time is a circle and everyone's getting all nostalgic about 90s and early 2000s fashion again, including Gyaru.
Yeah, that's also one of the reasons why old school Lolita is coming back, is because everybody was like very nostalgic when you hardly saw a print on the internet and everything was either black, white, pink, or pink, burgundy, red, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I want to ask Nini if she attended any panels or any of them caught her eye. After that, Mama, I want to know which ones caught your attention.
Mm-hmm.
But Nini,
Honestly, no panels really caught my eye or my attention at all. I feel like what caught my attention was meetups, but this could just be me, right? Because I can be a little dumb sometimes. I do not know where half of the panels were or half of the meetups were taking place. So I kind of saw the schedule and I was like, oh, hey, this looks cool. But I could never find it. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to go anymore.
do you usually attend panels at conventions or not really?
I do actually.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, no, I usually do. But it's just the fact that even though they had like these giant ass what's it called, maps throughout the con, I still found a way to get lost and not figure out where I was going. So it was kind of like, you know what? By the time I get there, it's gonna be halfway over. So I'd rather not go anymore.
That's fair. San Japan, the one time I was there, I got lost. I was like, I have no idea where the hell I am.
Yeah, that was literally me. I was trying to get to the artist alley, and somehow I would end up in like the gaming hall. And I was like, you know what? I'm here. I'll just stay here.
The one time I did go, I was supposed to go and stay in a hotel room with my friend. Show up Friday. They didn't see me till Sunday morning. They're like, "Where the hell did you go, bro?" I have no clue.
Nope. Yeah, that was literally me at San Japan because I just had a mutual be like, "Hey, I didn't see you." I was like, you know what? I don't even know where I was, and there was no signal in there. So it's like, even if I did want to like let everybody know where I was, I couldn't.
All right, Mama, you are next. What did you think of the panels this year?
Okay, first off, I just wanted to address her map issue. Okay, I know why you were confused because meetups were in room like 207 to 215, right? And that was in the
Uh huh.
back. Here's the thing, when you get in and you go straight to the second floor, that's room like 220, 221, like 220 to 230 are in the front. Rooms 207 to 215 are in the back. And even room 207 is close to like the Lila Cockrell Theater. So you had to like go through the registration, go up the escalator to get to like 215. But if you wanted to go to the third floor, you didn't even enter the registration hall. And registration hall was not in the same place as Artist Alley. That was in like to the side. Like you go in, you go straight, you hit registration. Go left, you hit the Artist Alley and the dealer's room. But it doesn't all circle back together. So it was confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. All I know is that I would walk somewhere and then respawn in a different place. So I was kind of like, you know what? I'll stay where I showed up. I'll just stay
That's a
here.
good plan. It also doesn't kill your feet because I killed my feet going to these panels
Yeah.
because I did find some panels that I liked. Oh, what about you? What about your feet? Were you gonna say something about your feet?
Yeah, my feet didn't die. I don't know what I did to keep my feet alive.
Lucky.
Please tell me your secret because I was wearing these thick ass platforms the entire weekend. I was
I think that
so
was her
done
secret, not
for
wearing
the time.
platforms.
I know, right?
I don't think so because stop because I saw someone wearing like 10-inch heels, like full on like stripper shoes, and they were just walking like nothing, straight up walking like nothing. I was over here in my little like 5-inch platforms. I was like,
Well,
Maybe they're an actual
I
stripper. You
think
don't know. Maybe
no, wait. What if in person they're acting all tough, but like after they went into their hotel, they're like,
Ah!
probably I know for a fact I did that. I was trying to play it off like, you know what, my feet aren't killing me. As soon as I got to the hotel, I
Imagine
threw
them
those
yelling
shoes
in Spanish.
away.
Me dijiste que no iba. Fuck you.
That was literally me, and my friend was like, "What are you saying? I need a
Damn, I don't
translation."
speak taco truck. Somebody help.
For real. She's like, "I don't understand."
Okay,
They're gonna
so
say this at Taco Bell.
so for the panels, I know you were talking about how they're bringing a lot of industry guests. For the most part, like previous years, I didn't care that much. Especially, look, I love the Japanese guests; they do wonderful work. I like to be able to understand what the guest who I'm speaking to is saying to me as it comes out of their mouth. I normally don't like the in between. However, I will make an exception because the president of Studio Trigger was there. The president of Studio Trigger and two of his animators. And if you don't know, Studio Trigger made Kill a Kill. They
Yep.
made. They didn't make a Girl on Gun. Okay, he worked on Girl on Gun, but that was before the split.
Yeah, yeah.
It was before the split. So Kill a Kill is like their first one, and then
Little Witch Academia.
Little Witch Academia,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
I think let me just-
Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and that was one of the main ones that they were like,
Yeah.
selling. Ajo, Delicious in Dungeon.
Mhm.
So they had two live drawing panels. I went to the one for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which was also the Q&A. So I actually got to talk to the president of the studio, and I just had to say like, oh, we love your work. My main question for him is how they, since they're the animation studio, they get to decide what David Martinez looks like. And I was curious, how do you, a Japanese creator, has only lived in Japan, how do you make a choice on what a man named David Martinez who lives in America should look like? Coming from a city full of David Martinez's.
Yeah. What was
And
their response?
basically he said that CD Project Red, like the actual maker of, like the company that actually makes like the game, including
Yeah.
the actual like the original
Cyber-
role-playing game.
Yeah, yeah.
Point is, they gave him a wish list. I'm like, okay, this is what we want for a main character. So he gets to decide like ultimately what it looks like, but they had like a wish list. So it's like this, that. Although he did say that the wish list that he was originally given, David was supposed to seem older, more mature, and he's like, well, I know animes, and animes have teen boys. So you want me to make you a Mexican man, but I'm going to give you a Mexican boy. And I want to say, not bad. I was impressed. I was like, I could see David being a real Mexican. Well, I don't know if he's Mexican or Dominican. This Latin heritage boy. I could see him being a real Hispanic boy.
Yeah,
So,
and it was cool too. And there's a little trivia too. I don't know if you knew this, but they said that the reason Rebecca was created was they wanted Rebecca in the show, and then Project Red was like, "Yeah, we kind of don't want Rebecca in the show," and they're like, "Well, it's either Rebecca or we're not doing it," and they're like, "Fine." That's pretty much how they got Rebecca in the show.
I think they were worried about lollies. I'm like, here's the thing, we gotta have a lolly. And Cedar's like, no lollies.
Yeah, but
I was like,
God, can
can
we not get into the lolly thing after what happened on Wednesday? You didn't see Wednesday's episode, but
yeah. So she's not.
Anyway, yeah.
She's just kind of small built. She's still an adult like the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an adult, just small built, and it was kind of cool, quite fitting, because Studio Trigger last week before it's in Japan, they got announced that they're working on something with Transformers, which is actually pretty cool for them.
I heard that. Amazing that I didn't ask him about that, but that is really cool. So that was the big one. And when I asked him the question and he gave me the answer, well, first I could hear the translator talk about the part where I said about David Martinez, because there's a lot of people in the city with that name. So I think he was a really great character. His look and his character was amazing. And he gave me a thumbs up, just like, oh, to that was. It was translated.
And actually, it was kind of fitting because the voice actress who does Lucy is actually going to be here in Houston in late October. She's doing
I love them. I love them. Emmy Lowe. I've seen them many times. They're a wonderful person.
She's doing a signing next month, so I'm pretty looking forward to that. And so it's kind of funny because I cosplay David and my girlfriend does Lucy, so it just kind of fits. Probably was like, hey, we need to do that.
I love that. That's so good. I also really liked the JoJo pose off. That was another one. I already talked about that. I finessed my way into third place. Poor Trisky. Who are you dressed? I want to know who Trisky was dressed as, because I got there a little bit late, so maybe I missed her wonderful pose off, her dance. Because I don't.
They got booed off the stage apparently.
Yeah, but for what? There was only one guy who I know who was. Oh, Trisky, are you the one who said there was like a Toonami guy who like didn't like Toonami? I knew him from another panel. He did not say that as a JoJo panel, but I recognized this man, and that's the only one I know who people were like, "Get off the stage!" I'm sure Trisky will tell me eventually, but basically, I had a good time at that panel, and then one more panel that I want to talk about: the Five Nights at Freddy's. It is you! Oh my god! Okay, I knew it. Okay. So, but the thing I wanted to talk about last was the Five Nights at Freddy dance off. No, it wasn't a dance off. It was a sing along. So I saw, Five Nights at Freddy's sing along. That sounds cute and fun and like low key. I thought it'd be chill. Like they just play the music and people would just like, kind of like karaoke where people sing, but everyone else is just kind of chill. It was not a little sing along. It was a rave. It was a whole rave. The lights and the dancing and the DJ, everyone was like losing it to the Five Nights at Freddy's song. So it's a really good song. And they are fitting for a rave. So that was its own rave. So they got to call it the FNAF rave. That was excellent. Love the vibes there. So that was like Friday and Saturday. So those were the best days.
Cool. That's awesome.
Hold on, give me a second. Sonic, take over.
All right. And also, I just wanted to ask, so I know a lot of people were talking about this beforehand. How was the line to get badges, getting into panels? How was the organization in terms of getting into a panel, getting into a show, getting inside in general? How was that experience like?
It went super quick.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, quick.
I think the only lines that got crazy were probably the VTuber lines.
Yeah, because they're popular.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable because trust me, I was at Anime Expo and all the VTuber stuff were getting a lot of attention. That was the big draws, and also I wanted to ask, did any of y'all as an attendee get the badges? How was the quality like compared to like years before? Because I saw some people complaining about like, oh, the quality of these badges aren't as good as before, and it's like, oh my god, it's all paper, it's not as plastic or something like that. Did y'all get any complaints about that or any issues with them?
I went relatively early for the early badge pickup on Thursday. So I luckily myself got a normal plastic badge that I didn't see any issue with. But I heard that if you if you went to the early badge pickup later, because it was from 8 to 10,
yeah,
then yours they simply ran out of plastic badges. They ran out. So you got paper.
And they were getting shipped from Dallas. So they eventually had them again Saturday morning, and they told you can come back to the registration booth to get them. But yeah, they ran out unless you were like a pre-reserved like kind of programming person. Because I was a panelist, they had mine on file. But yeah.
So I guess if that was like important to you that it was plastic and not paper, you could go trade it in. Otherwise, you get paper because they were out and they got more when they could. But like if I were the one who had gotten paper and they said, I'm sorry, this is all we have right now, I'd be like, well, this isn't going to look as good in my scrapbook like I hoped, but I'll just hold on to it. It's like you can trade in and be like, no, much too busy Saturday. I have places to be, things to do. I cannot go back to registration. But that's me. Oh, you didn't like the lanyards. The lanyards are cheap. Honestly, I have so many of my own lanyards. I just traded in for one of my own. I just threw away the little red string they gave me, and I used my own lanyard.
Yeah, that's
and on Friday, we went and they had the San Japan labeled lanyards, and we just like basically got the San Japan lanyards and replaced them on our badges. Well, speaking of badges, mine had my name printed on it, and SJ Care gave us a ribbon to use the elevator. And yeah, I agree with one up the Definitive Studios. It was a thin PVC, and I thought the quality was fine.
Yeah, it just depends on when you did your registration, whether or not they had those resources. Because I saw some people walking around those cheap red lanyards, but when I checked in on Friday, because of chaos things that were happening in Houston, so I barely made it to my panel on time on Friday, they had everything ready to go and set. So it literally depended. I just think like probably this year they just weren't ready for their pre-registration to stack up to where they had so many people buying in person. I think that's probably what happened.
Okay. Yeah, actually.
According to what I saw in the Geeks 5 Ever Discord, it was a shipping issue.
Yeah, that's what I read too. There was reports of a shipping issue. I guess it did arrive, but obviously it was kind of delayed. So of course there were a couple people having issues. And it kind of happened. I was at a con last year that had an issue like that. They were supposed to get like laminated, badges and all that stuff. But something happened, and so long story short, everyone ended up getting paper ones, and like people had theirs actually ripped out. They had to get new ones. It was to the point by Sunday they were like, you know what? Yeah, just come in. I mean, we know you. As long as you have a wristband, you're good. I mean, it's okay.
Like that happened at IkiCon this year. A lot of the signage wasn't there because of shipping issues because of the freeze.
Yeah, that's another issue. And here in the comment section, someone said, in y'all's opinions, how many subscribers does a person need to be a professional VTuber? I'm going to go ahead and answer this because I will tell you this from experience. If you are thinking about subscribers, how many people are you trying to subscribe? You shouldn't be thinking about that. You should be thinking about how your content stands out, how you should make it, available for everybody to see. You should also just do your own thing. You shouldn't be worrying about the numbers, like how many you get, because if you worry too much about the numbers, you're not going to grow as much as you think you should be.
Because if you're constantly worried about a line, then what ends up happening is you think your line is that metric for a success, and then it's just like however many hours you can dedicate to this, whether it's 30, 40, 80, whatever, you're going to consider that your professional level. Everyone has a different thing. I know plenty of successful VTubers that only basically work and put in the job as a side hustle that go 10 to 15 hours a week. So it's just on what your metric success actually going to be, whether or not you're a pro. And if people like your content and you enjoy the feedback that you're getting, that's, I think, what really matters more than anything.
When did
Yeah.
So I stepped away for a minute. I would like to know, when did VTubing start? Because
So V2 being kind of started in a way, it was kind of like it was like a primitive thing, but then like thanks to COVID and all that, everybody locking down, it became like it kind of blew up in a way.
Oh, I saw a good question here. Let's see. What is the one thing at a convention you have not seen that you would be so hyped to see, like a panel or an event? One thing that I've seen, I feel like they used to do them more and they just dropped off because now they just use the guests for like just signing, just like autographs and then a Q&A and that's it. I miss when guests, because a lot of them are actors, are when they do improv games. They tried to do that this year. The actor Palooza, they tried to get them to do a little improv game in the beginning, and it was entertaining, but they just felt like they weren't prepped for it, which granted it's improv, but like they didn't even know that they were going to do improv today, so they didn't have their like funny improv brain on, even though I know they can because they're actors. So I would really love if they had a planned improv panel, like a Whose Line Is It Anyway with the voice actors. I would love that, because the ones that I've met, especially the ones who live in Dallas and like been working in Dallas, the former Funimation Crunchyroll crew, I would just love for them to do improv games. That would be so entertaining.
I do have one panel I would love to see. I would love to see the voice actors read small parts of movie scripts in their voices. Like, for example, I would love to see voice actor Goku and Vegeta read off parts from Titanic during the I'm Flying scene in their voices.
Oh, so
Like-
so it's basically like that. There was a podcast. They would do that kind of stuff. They would bring in voice
Yeah.
actors, scenes from like a movie or something like that. It's basically like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, would be cool. Actually.
Yeah, I would love to hear Vegeta going, Kakarot, I'm flying! That was a terrible.
Yeah, basically we want the actors to act more.
Yeah,
but
also, yeah, it's just also at the same time, just make sure they're like okay with it, because lately there's been a couple of actors, they would just be like, when you go meet them at a signing or you want them to record something, you want them to say something from like a fan project or something like that. Some of them are like, yeah, I don't like, they have this like little pride things. Oh, I will not like say lines unless it's from an official like project or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's fair.
Like
then they won't be in the panel. I don't need them all. I just need like maybe.
Personally, I would like to see more voice actors and actresses provide their own original content to the community, because that used to happen in the 2010s, where they used to conduct panels and have people from the community like jump in with them that they trusted and everything else, where there was a really coalescing between both community and industry professional. Right now, it feels everything is very segregated and separated between who is industry and who is community. I want to see more integration of that. I think that's probably what we're missing in this era of conventions right now, because everything just feels separated.
Here's the thing, though, dude. Like me and you, like I've been doing panels for a long time, and at this point, they should be treating some of the, not me in particular, because I don't really care, that they should start treating some of the panelists as industry, because literally there are people that will attend cons just because certain panelists are there.
San Japan is a big one, because San Japan it's made or break by the quality of its panels a lot of the time, because that's what people go for. That's why you get higher attendance numbers of panels in San Japan than anywhere else.
Because they actually have panels.
And panels that you're actually like might fall in line with this niche interest that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will admit, my panels are very troll friendly. That's what I'm trying. I guess is the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. I encourage people to troll the shit out. I want to see more fan interactive panels. I want to see.
Panels. I like those.
Yes, I think everybody will want to have more fan interactive panels.
Like, I encourage my audience, troll me. Do it. Good luck.
Like for eating on your own show.
And yeah,
it's just too much of the too much of the like professional or industry panels have just become, all right, as long as you conduct a Q&A for an hour, you've met your guest requirement. That's not the way guest contracts used to be. You used to have to provide a minimum level of content to a convention. Now it's just like, well, get your signings, and that's what you need to do if we sign you on as a guest. honest, right? So I think being restructured in that way is probably going to be a good thing that I want to see. And I've, told multiple programming people from different companies that, we really need to go back to that structuring model. A lot of industry professionals don't want to do that because of contract stuff. But I think it's easier to work with them now that things are getting consolidated at the top. Like Crunchy owns 80% of the industry at this point. So
Can I just say something about Crunchyroll
Go
real
ahead.
quick?
They're becoming Disney.
Dear Crunchyroll, fuck you.
They're
How
becoming Disney.
dare you? How dare you? You've insulted me as a person, me as a Mexican, and me as an anime fan. How dare you put Digimon on the app without subs or dub? It's in Japanese. I do not know Japanese. I will never pretend to know Japanese. I would love to learn Japanese. But you gotta treat me as if I can't cross the street as a grown-ass man without holding someone's fucking hand. So Crunchyroll, but thank you at the same time because you put Dragon Ball Z in Espanol Latino on the app. I'm reliving my childhood watching Dragon Ball Z in Spanish. Thank you at the same time. That is
and back
why
before,
I
back before
personally
the
haven't.
Funimation buyout, I saw some really, really interesting anime that had like Dutch subs and like Danish subs and these weird European languages. So I'm sitting here going like, where did the quality kind of go whenever they merged and folded into a company that they have less translators?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I will share this with you. So Funimation, whenever they got the licenses to do anime, they had to get the anime from other countries. Dragon Ball, they got Dragon Ball from Mexico. They sent over the footage. It was in Spanish. Who just dropped? Oh, it was Sonic.
Yeah.
It's like
Rest in peace,
it's like musical chairs on this podcast today. This is Chris Sabat. He said it. They got it from Mexico. All the footage was in Spanish. He's like, well, everyone in Spanish sounds handsome, and we sound goofy. So
Yes.
We-
it
we
sounds
have-
so manly to hear El Príncipe Vegeta.
Vegeta, vamos a pelear ahorita.
Along with
Te voy a echar unos putazos.
Señor Piccolo.
Piccolo. Anyways, so there's only one official release of the Spanish dub from Funimation, and I have it. It's the red boxes. I'm sorry, it's the red DVDs. The Dragon Ball Z Uncut, those red DVDs, that's the only official Spanish dub because it says English, Japanese, and Spanish on the back. Crunchyroll finally released the Spanish dub on their app, and I love them for it, but at the same time, their app is so damn stupid. Everything's incomplete. Not all the episodes are in Spanish. Some are in English. Some aren't even in English or Spanish. They're only in Japanese. So it's very inconsistent sometimes.
So no Spanglish. Okay.
No, none of that. So I'm gonna let Sonic back in. But Crunchyroll, I understand they're still getting their shit together, but at the same time, Crunchyroll, please get your shit together. Yeah, it's like the Brady Bunch. I feel like the main.
No, and we all go to Frontier and say this to their face.
Hey, here's a story of a guy named Goku.
Who was eating his food on the show?
You're not the only one, man.
And then when Prince Vegeta came coming and said, I will fight you.
I'll fight you, Kakarot.
So, what were we talking about before Crunchyroll?
No, we were talking about how with the guests, they wanted to. You're supposed to meet like a certain requirement, but I feel like they should revise that whole like, a certain requirement for panelists or guests.
Like even just like do one panel. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking like maybe one panel each.
Just someone that works in the industry actually coming up with original content, so we kind of know the guest better. Because I feel like
Exactly.
it's kind of the
Oh, I
convention.
love getting to know them.
So
That's the reason why I still do the Q&As, because
We were talking about
I like to pick
panels.
their brain a little to see what kind of person are you.
Here's the thing about Q&As though. While I appreciate the Q&A panels and stuff like that, I just wish there was a way to like filter out the most like common questions. You know what I mean? Like
some I went to a panel last year at Frontier, and like they asked the guests like so many like obvious questions, and I was like, man, give us something different, you know, like ask a different question or something, or like a different twist to it, because some of these people have like the most common questions, like something like an FAQ.
How did you get into voice actor? How do I become a voice actor?
Yeah,
How do I get my start?
So the best Q&As that I've seen at conventions, and this happens at smaller conventions all the time, is they spend 15-20 minutes running through like the gist of their life story and how they got into voice acting and all this other stuff, right? And so all of those basic industry related questions get out of the way, so we can talk about me personally and how much of a weirdo I am, like, because that's what they want to talk about in the Q&A.
And then there's one person who's still like, I came in late. How did you become a voice actor?
Yeah, oh God! So what I'm gonna do from now on, we're gonna start this thing called the Geeks 5 Panel Initiative. I'm gonna volunteer myself for all the QA panels. All right, vámonos. Apúrale, vámonos. Questions. What got you into voice acting? No says, wait, sácate de aquí. Next question. No says, wait, quítate, güey, quítate. Mira, chanclazos.
See, we got a shout out to Anime Tyler. They're taking notes for all of our suggestions here. So
Yeah,
so
I saw you guys come up.
You
like I saw you guys come up on my radar. I'm definitely going to try to make it out. The dates are a little bit awkward for my work schedule, but I'm definitely trying to reserve that weekend off for you guys.
Wait, for who?
Anime Tyler.
Anime Tyler.
Wait, what? They're
on the chat.
Yeah.
The chat.
I want to go. I need deets.
Cool. Say, hey, just a little heads up. I know some of the guests that are fun and like to do fun things, if their contract allows them.
Oh, no, that's how we met John. John Vermillion, we got drunk at one time.
I love John.
John was like, I'm like, hey, John, come on the show. Be a guest on the show. We were drinking, or at least I was. John was a good boy. He had water. Anyway, so I'm like, hey, bro, come on the show, bro. What channel are y'all? Oh, we're Geeks 5 Ever. Oh, I know who y'all are. Y'all that channel that talks shit about everyone. I'm like, yeah.
I can't put into the chat probably. There we go.
Tyler,
I'll just say it. His name's Rico Fajardo. He does great work. If you can get him, I highly recommend him. He's very
I got you, Anime Tyler. If you want to come on the show and interview, we got you. We'll promote the show. We'll review you. I'll mow your lawn. We'll do a carne asada, fajita.
I'll call you Taco Bell.
No.
We won't allow Deacon at the con.
I love the guests that who love to be there and honestly will use the panel to maybe overshare. They'll go like, so anyway, so you'll ask them a simple question about, so what show are you promoting? And they'll just be like, so when I got divorced. And then I'm just in the audience like, ooh, gee. Like on the outside, I'm like, oh, okay, he's sharing some personal information. But on the inside, I'm like, she's mad.
All right, so we have a lot of new viewers and some returning ones. So the reason why we do like the anime reviews is to like talk about the good and the bad, but we don't want to like badmouth convention.
We care.
We legitimately care. Like I want every convention to be more successful than Anime Matsuri.
Yes, that is all of our goals. Yes.
That is our life mission.
Yeah.
I will put it like this. I used to know John and Denise. I don't have beef with Denise. I believe Denise cares. Denise legitimately loves this community. She loves the con. I can't say anything bad about her. The only thing I can say is that she's still that you ever seen that meme where the guy's like this, like with his arms on his sides?
Yeah.
The bald guy, that's John.
Bombed and stuff.
Look, and honestly, I will say this about San Japan, right?
Rebecca.
In Pro's own words, he is an idiot, right? So I trust Susan more than Pros. Like,
wait, as I leave, you're talking about
that's
Pros?
what it is.
Hey, wait, I know we ain't talking about Pros. Look, bro.
Look, I like Pros as a person, but he made a mistake back then, and we all accept that, and I think he's made up for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can disagree with that sentiment, right? But at the end of the day, whether you believe it or not, working in programming at San Japan the past 3-4 years, I understand that Susan on the back end is making more of the decisions than Pros is. So I sincerely believe in the vision of that convention, and this is the convention I support the most for that reason. And I also notice that they're on a positive trajectory. They're doing all the right things to grow the convention because they announced the convention numbers on Sunday, which they're super transparent about. They cracked 28,000. So that means they met their projections. That means next year, it's very, very likely that they crack 30. So I think we're at a place where San Japan can really be that con we look at, especially with everything happening with A-Kon and Matsuri right now.
Yeah.
That can really represent the positive side of the Texas con community.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I was just raving about how much I support San Japan in spite of the past controversies. So,
Like, look, if San Japan, I'm not going to apply next year, but if they can get their like shit together, I'll definitely apply. I'm not gonna like not. I'm not gonna say like, oh well, you know. Like honestly, people need to realize that on the podcast we are a certain way, but in real life, like we go above and beyond for everybody. I've even hosted panels that weren't mine. I will host panels that aren't mine. Like I've had people that work the conventions come up to me and be like, hey, Mexico, do you think you can run this panel? Because the panelists didn't show. And I'm like, all right, I got you. Like, I don't know anything about like Jujutsu Kaisen because I don't watch it.
Oh, bring me.
Or
like,
me.
I don't want
Summon me. I would love to do that.
It's because like here's the thing, and that's the thing that we will address with panels on a later episode. There's a new wave of panelists coming in, and some of them don't know how to handle trolls.
Yeah, they don't. Some
yeah.
don't.
And that's the thing about being a panelist. You got to be able to handle trolls.
Yeah.
Part of the skill in being able to conduct a panel is being able to handle the hecklers, right? Because
Yeah.
if you can't handle heckling during your panel, you're not conducting your panel. You're letting an audience member take over.
They're cracking,
Oh, yeah.
They're being cracked under the pressure, basically.
Oh yeah, Sonic was at my Dragon Ball panel, and Suffering was there. Were you there, dude?
Yeah, I was there.
Like that panel had trolls, and they became part of the show. Like I included them. Like they even booed one guy who was like, you know what? It was Dragon Ball panel, but he's like, HEB's overrated, and like everyone booed him. I'm like, boo.
And somebody asked him, "Where do you shop at?" And he said Walmart. And he got loud. The boos got louder.
I'm like, oh, okay, so you shop at the participation trophy of grocery.
But I will still say the Round Rock Walmart does go hard. That's next to Kalahari.
Yeah.
So
That Walmart was like fancy. All the cars were one color. They had a McDonald's inside. It was fancy. They didn't have security following me everywhere. Nobody checked my receipt. Everybody was smiling.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like I almost feel bad for. I mean, what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. Anyways, but these new panelists, I encourage people all the time to do panels, like host panels. I love it when people host panels and they do it better than me, because for one, it makes me think of new ways to do my panels. Like my dating game, I introduced the concept of the money in the bank. That's a thing from WWE that we borrowed. And we introduced it, and it was successful. And like people have tried to replicate the things that I have done differently with my panels, because I live off, like, if you want to troll me during my panel, I will troll back. I will not hold back. One dude was trolling me during fan fiction, and I was like, hey, you privilege, because he was white. Privilege, you and the cheap.
You talking about me?
I'm like, no,
exactly,
I said,
no one else.
I said privilege, not diarrhea. So I'm like, hey, you in the cheap seats, you in the back, keep it down. And like, you gotta, like, that's something that I want to introduce as a panel. Like, so I want to call it like surviving trolling during a panel 101, because it's important. Like, because I'm getting older, I don't want to host panels I don't want to be 50 or yes, welcome to Dragon Ball. I'm Mexico.
Hiroshi.
Yes, we're gonna talk about anime back in my day, how I was better. And I'm a bitter old man.
Okay, boomer.
Hey, so I get discounts when I go to the buffet. I pay the senior citizen discount, okay? So if I'm a boomer, that means I'm saving money.
No, when Goku finally turns the magic age of 40, what we need to do is we need to make him make a panel that says, "Okay, I'm an anti-boomer, so what?"
That does.
Or get off my lawn.
I do. I'm like, kids these days don't know what a bad fandom is. In my
get off
days, a bad fandom wasn't one cringy TikTok. It was a war crime at a historical monument.
All right, so to kind of answer the question for Anime Tyler, yes, we do host a dating game, but ours is different. Ours is called the Super Cosplay Dating Game Show. We acknowledge that it's a show. And the way it works is, so let's say Silva is the bachelor, and then we have the other three as the contestants, right? So he's going to ask questions, and they're going to answer them in character. Pretty much basic cosplay dating game 101 stuff, right? But instead of picking one date, Silva picks 2 dates. But they can only date one. So those 2 that were picked now have to have a battle of his choice. And they have to consent to it, though. And since it's an 18+ panel, we've had everything from moan battles to lap dances to twerking to stripteases. They don't actually get naked, mind you.
Yeah.
But like one dude got down to his boxers, and I had to stop. I'm like, I don't want to see your hot dog, bro.
Oh, too into it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I run the polyamory panel and be like, "Why is this a choice?"
I know, right? Like, how come people go to your panel and don't get naked, but they go to mine and get naked? I don't understand.
It's because I'm like, I get up there and I'm giving them a bunch of information and be like, "Oh, I'm thinking too much to be able to take my clothes off."
I mean, thinking is sexy. I mean, I don't know what's the problem.
By the way, I want to apologize for not going to your panel. I forgot what I was doing, but I remember thinking, "Oh crap! By the time I'm done, his panel's gonna be over."
Because you a hater.
No, I'm not a hater.
Okay.
Like,
He's crying over Taco Bell again.
I literally forgot to go to 3 or 4 of my friends' panels this weekend. San Japan this year was crazy with all the people. So you're fine, Deacon. You're fine.
Oh my God, San Japan put my friend's panel at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I love you. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so the programming director actually asked me to fill in, I think, because they canceled on Sunday. So I actually ended up taking their slot for Sunday morning. I still got 40, 50 people in that panel room. So.
Oh, nice.
So Anime Taylor, we can do a family-friendly version. I would have to make some adjustments. But overall, it's still the same concept. We would just have to have a lot more rules and restrictions. And to kind of answer the other question, the panel... it was something that they said, programming staff should not allow that to happen. To be honest, trolls can take a seat. The thing is, that could happen in any panel, and that could that happens that could happen any panel at any con, right? Even if you have staff and security who monitor the panel based on what it is, there are people that just go in there to troll and just kind of to mess with it, and it's not even full-grown adults. Sometimes it's 10-year-old kids
who don't know better. They think they're just having fun.
If it can happen to a podcast like Trash Taste, right, who has millions and millions of views every single day, it can happen to literally anyone.
It happens to this channel. Someone came on the show and tried to show their when we were talking about Matsuri, they tried to expose themselves on the live stream because they posed as one of our
very classy Matsuri fans.
Very classy. So panels wise, San Japan this year, their main focus was VTubers because they have a new contract. Maybe next year it'll be a little bit different, but this year I felt more like it was disappointing because for one, I'm not a VTuber fan. I'm not going to shame you for being a VTuber fan, but I do not like it. It's not my interest. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother.
Faces. I like to see your real face.
Well, the good thing is with Newer Horizons, we actually got to meet the VTubers in person, right? And that's the type of thing I like. But when we just use our headlining guests as random Hololive people that are essentially Skyping in, I don't think that's a trend we want to go towards. Burnout Syndromes is a real guest you can bring on and do more programming with.
That was great.
Is Bales, no offense to her, if she's just going to be on a screen, is that really a guest? Because she's not actually there, right? And it used to be the standard, you have to actually be there. VTubers, they've made this kind of weird exception and have these like contract partnerships with HoloLive and these other big companies. And I'm sitting here going like, I get that you probably want to make an exception for some people and individuals, but like for HoloLive, that's a massive corporation and there's no documented health issues, like say for example with Iron Mouse, I don't see the issue with saying like, hey, as part of your VTuber contract, if you're going to guest here and we're going to actually comp you for it, you need to actually show up. And I think that's fair for a lot of bigger cons, especially ones that get over 25K attendees consistently, can say.
25.
Well, I can see why they wouldn't want to do that because, like Iron Mouse. Well, I know she's addressed very publicly how she's chronically ill.
Well, that's the exception, right?
I know that's the exception, but I'm saying she might not be the only one who got in because she can't move, or maybe they don't want to show their face. Okay, they don't want to do a big face reveal because they don't think people are going to react. So some people want to keep up the illusion because that's what they're selling. They're kind of selling the illusion. And I know I've also been saying like, oh, I'm not into the VTuber stuff. I do like how this con, it is a chance for them to get a little bit of a one-on-one because they have like their big concerts where they're like, presenting to everyone. But then there's literally just like, like this, like right now, the cam to cam where everyone gets in line and they just talk to them, have a nice little conversation. It's like, oh, how are you? And I passed by. I didn't talk to them, but I heard them, and they're very nice to their guests. They're asking, oh, how are you? What do you do? Oh, that's really cool.
So I personally feel like if you're a VTuber that wants to maintain anonymity but has enough, clout to be able to pull as a guest at a major convention, you either make the decision that being like, how much do I value my anonymity, or do I want to guest at this convention? Like that's I think the trade-off you have to sort of make based on what lane you pick.
I see that as a big selling point for a con. It's like, I will do my face reveal live at this convention.
Exactly.
I don't think the face reveal would be, because like, let's say it's a female character, right? How would you feel if you went for the face reveal and it's Jessie?
Oh, I know you did not use me as an example.
Very young girl.
I will slap you so hard.
Deacon, sometimes it takes a real man to be best girl.
That's a point.
Okay, so why can't we treat VTubers like people want face reveals? Why can't we treat VTubers the same way we treat luchadores and lucha libre, right?
Yeah,
that's a good model for it, honestly.
Respect the mask, yeah.
They don't reveal El Santo, one of the greatest luchadores of all time. Only revealed no one knew his true identity. No one knew who he was. No one knew what he really looked like. He revealed his face for the first time 2 weeks before he died.
Oh.
Are you so what are you trying to say? Like only get VTubers who are dying?
No, I'm saying that why should we do face reveals? Why can't we treat them the same way? Because if you lose your mask in Lucha Libre, it's considered like a disgrace or a dishonor. You can never put the mask back on.
If they're guesting at a convention, it's a different story, right?
Yeah, but like, why can't
the
they?
Mask. It's a mask.
But like, keep the mask. Even if you're guesting at a con, why can't they still be anonymous? Like, keep their identity secret? Because somebody brought up the fact that there are stalkers and. Like people are legitimately stalking these VTubers. Oh God! Oh look, I got all this stuff for you to sign fan art. I mean, yes, Lucha is different. Lucha Libre is different, but I'm trying to like the concept of the mask should be like I feel like that should be adopted into like something like VTubing.
Yeah, because you got to remember, VTubing is it's like the fan base is kind of weird in a weird sense. Because I had explained what VTubing is to one of my best friends who went to Anime in New York, and I was like, well, it's just like talking to an anime character.
On a rig.
So, like, somebody had to explain VTubing to me because I was at BotCon, and they had like a couple VTubing panels. I'm like, what the I'm like, hey, Bacon, what's VTubing? Oh, and he explained to me, oh, I thought VTubing was just like a lazy way of saying YouTuber. He's like, that's a Y, though.
YouTuber, yeah.
Like, that starts with a Y, Jesse. I'm like, I never said I was smart. Okay.
But I'm fully an advocate as someone who has been plugged into the space since the very beginning, is be like, if you're going as a VTuber to lean more into kind of the 2.5D sort of VTuber type of thing, is that you lean fully into it where you can maintain a level of privacy where people will only see your face at conventions or anything else like that. You still have some relative anonymity, right? but it's not as if like you're taking a guest slot. You're a highlight of a particular convention that's supposed to be huge, but you're never there. And you're not conducting anything original besides just being on a screen and doing what you normally do on a screen.
Do you think VTubing can get out? Okay, so here's the thing. We're talking about VTubing. Cons should have VTubers at them, right?
Yeah.
Cons should not
There's a
be
draw.
the ones who are forcing VTubers to reveal their identity. At the same time, San Japan's programming was nearly 50% VTubing. That's too much.
50. I give
It was about 45. Yeah, it was about 45.
That's why I said
47,
nearly 50. I didn't say, I said nearly 50%. Even 45% is a lot. So we haven't heard from Silva yet. I want to get your thoughts, bro.
When it comes to VTubing,
Or San Japan in general.
what do you think about San Japan having so much VTuber programming?
there should be a limit, pretty much. Like you said about like 45%. That's way too much. I say about a good 25 seems a bit reasonable. You know, stretch out other things that's gone throughout the convention, like with different panels, even deals from you having VTubers probably dressed as their own characters there. You know, which has happened multiple times already.
I think we need to dedicate an entire episode to like guests and panelists with all of us, including with. I want to have One Up Definitive Studios on here because they brought up a good point. Cons, like here's the problem with a lot of cons, not every con, but a lot of cons are so quick to bring in what's hot at the moment that they oversaturate their event, right? It was YouTubers, voice, and like the problem with voice actors, and sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Silva, but I'll let you say what you got to say. I just want to add this part to it. I think the issue with a lot of voice talent is that there's a finite amount. You can only bring in the same person over and over and over, right? Before it's just like, they're there again, really? Just like you don't want to have another Matsuri and Vic Mignana, where he's there every year.
Yeah, because that kind of happened with not just with Vic, but also with Johnny Yambosh. He was there every year. Don't get me wrong, I love Johnny Yambosh, but he was there from basically 2009 to basically 2013. Like
He was there in 2014.
He wasn't? Okay. I mean, I missed that.
He was.
He was.
I know he
He
was
was.
from like 09.
But he was also there 2014, right?
Yeah, it was 5 straight
Yeah,
years.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I partied with this guy. What are you doing here again? Like, what's going on? But he was there.
I was
like,
actually part of his handling team in 2012. So.
Yeah. So he was there like every year.
We drank with him at Kamikaze Con in 2010.
Oh,
and,
that was fun.
and
That was
and
fun. We partied
San
hard.
Japan one year. Yeah, we partied hard, bro. Poor Johnny. That's all I could say. R.I.P. JDF, who showed up at like the last minute uninvited.
Yes,
to the
he
con.
did. He called him right on the panel to ask him, like, oh, can you come Sunday? Because they did 2 panels, one for Saturday and one for Sunday. And he showed up at Rumble, I think Rumble 7:30 that Sunday morning.
Yeah, he felt like crap when he showed up because he was just hungover, and Jason was like, "Yeah, it's morphin time," doing kicks and shit on his way into the panel room.
Yep.
But like to go back to it, I think I'm not trying to rag on the new events coordinator, right? But it's pretty obvious what the convention is trying to do. They're trying to go industry, like, oh, we have a contract, we have a sponsor, this is the theme. So almost half of our content this year is going to be this. That, and then like they had, this is based off of what I heard. They had little to no adult programming. Can anyone confirm that?
There was
There was a good amount.
Yeah.
But what is a good amount? Like a few, a handful?
I would say probably every single day there was at least 7 or 8 18-plus panels.
But for like a con that
I thought it was like
size,
10.
but for a con that size, like 7 or 10 panels isn't a lot.
Like maybe a dozen may be good, but I think 10 is also reasonable. But I think it wasn't like there was just like one and done.
No, there was multiple per evening.
I think it was
You had a choice. You had your choices.
Yeah, I think it was because I think within the first few when the schedule came out, everybody saw like the VTubers of the Lolita panels and pretty much did not look any further because there was stuff happening on Friday and there was stuff happening on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my personal bias is for the programming team because a new person is in charge. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt because I've known them since I volunteered for San Japan, and I know their heart is in the right place. It's just a matter of, all right, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. I think she did the best with the tools that she actually had, and she's getting more experience. Mm-hmm. So right. I really, really feel that even though it feels like it's getting a lot more industry and everything else, it's very much she's going to get that feedback and realize, okay, maybe I don't have to do a 30-minute turnaround on every single panel. Maybe I can fit in more panels if we do a bit of a quicker turnaround while at the same time being like, hey, let's keep it to the industry panels that are actually a little bit more meaningful, as long as we can keep it within what our obligations are.
Right, like a lot of
that comes with experience.
A lot of cons, and this is like, I guess you could share, like, you should share this with them. A lot of cons will have like a staff member go in there 15 to 10 minutes before our panel's supposed to end.
Be like, you have
hey, like, we'll start snapping their
Wrap
fingers
it
at us.
up.
Mm-hmm. So I did get that during both of my panels.
Yeah, they will come in with the sign saying with the 5-minute warning sign.
Also, Jesse, I just did a count. There were 9 18-foot panels on Saturday and 8 on Friday.
That's not a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's not a lot, especially for a con that averages 300 hours worth of content. I'm not trying to rag on your friend suffering. I'm ragging on the con itself because
right. I also don't like the direction that we go in where we start 18 plus content at 4 p.m. because that happens too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been to multiple conventions that do that as well.
Yeah, that's not cool because for one, there's lots of. How about we start?
That's when the kids come out of school.
Yeah.
Can we start dedicating panels? I know, anyway, Tyler, we will do family-friendly panels for you, but I feel like some other cons could start implementing, like, not just 18 plus panels, but 21 plus panels. Maybe you don't have to drink at a 21 plus panel, but if you're drunk and you're under 21, then you shouldn't be at the con anymore.
Yeah.
So somebody complained about the room party situation. I have no clue about that, and the con doesn't control that.
Yeah, so I can go more into that. So some things have happened at that Hyatt in San Antonio downtown in years past before COVID. So what ended up happening is the system that they implemented after COVID, especially since like there was like a small COVID outbreak in San Japan 2021, I believe. They kind of enforced the rules on them, that being like, all right, if you are checked into the Hyatt, then you get a wristband, and that's the only way you can go up the elevators.
Actually, they implemented this around 2018 because a lot of people
happening. Yeah.
It was sooner than that. It was
but it was the COVID outbreak that made it like really enforceable, because before then room parties were still going on and people were still getting in without wristbands because they weren't really like paying much attention as far as the hotel staff. After COVID happened, then they really started tightening the belt on it. At least that was my perception, as going to those conventions all of those years and really feeling that. So it really then becomes, instead of the room parties being at the Hyatt, they end up being at the Marriott across the street. They end up being at the La Quinta across the street. And literally people have to walk across the street and being like, is this room party at this hotel, rather than being on site.
Right. And that's the main complaint. You get drunk and you have to crawl back across the street. Yeah, that's not safe.
Yeah.
So the wristband thing was implemented in 2016. However, there is a way around it, but I'm not going to share that with the podcast, at least, because I'm not giving away my secrets.
Well, keep in mind, the convention itself very much wants to have that culture of that late night. You can go to someone's room and everything else like that. It's the hotel that's more adamant about.
Right, but room parties aren't controlled by the con itself. Like, we don't count. Like, nobody gives a shit about when it comes to reviewing a con. The cons, it's like the owners of the convention, the staff. They don't care about the room parties because, one, that's not sanctioned by the con for liability reasons. That's private, like that's between the person hosting and the hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the hotel is just going to allow random strangers to travel every floor to knock on strangers' doors like, hey, is the room party here? But we don't rate conventions based on room parties. And One Up Definitive Studio says some conventions have a 21 panels, even drinking ones back in the day. Issue is people over drink and cause major. Yeah, I didn't know that, and I don't think you should I don't know that allowing, even if it's a 21 plus, if they buy drinks from the bar, I guess you can't stop them. But here's the thing: at Delta for our karaoke, we didn't do it this year, but we would give out wristbands. Like, hey, show your ID to us, even though it is 18 plus. We still need to see your ID and give you a wristband. Because if you are consuming alcohol during karaoke, you must have the wristband. Because we can't stop you. Like, you can buy alcohol at the bar.
Oh yeah, like there's a whole bar in the convention center. And then there's more at the hotel. There's like one in the hotel.
Yeah, and every single fandom convention will also make sure they have bars right in the hallway for you. So, and more conventions are starting to follow along with that because they're realizing it's a very popular idea and they make a lot of revenue on it.
That's right. You know who else has bars in the hallway? Anime Texas. This coming weekend at Texas.
Spring Hill Marriott in Spring, Texas. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Then not only that, also the Japan Festival is happening in Herman Park this weekend as well. So a lot of big stuff happening. It's already barely September.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Pack your bags, wash your cosplay, take a bath, put on a fresh coat of deodorant, and hit the Japanese festival or hit Anime Texas this coming weekend. I have 3 panels. Suffering, you have how many?
One.
One panel. But we will be there doing all kinds of shenanigans. You know how I roll.
And don't forget to shower.
Mm-hmm.
Shower.
Yeah. Shower.
As I always say in my speech panel, please shower.
That cannot be stressed enough. Please shower.
So if you remember Akon at the Anatone Dallas, I remember Akon at the Sheraton during the acid trip outbreak.
I remember when Akon was at a place.
I remember when Akon existed. I remember when Akon was just a rapper, not a convention.
I remember when Akon did that song with Eminem.
No, but here's the thing. I will give Akon last year all the credit in the world because San Japan's like one of their highlight guests was burnout syndromes. The precedence of not having Japanese musical guests after COVID was a very, very bad precedent. Akon like pushed making sure they got multiple music guests. I want to see more of that. I want to see Japanese concerts at conventions because that's an experience we don't get.
Like last year, San Japan had Teddy Lloyd, and they'd had him in a previous year, and I love Teddy Lloyd's rave.
Yes, I was there at the Teddy Lloyd concert last year.
Oh my god, it was an experience.
I do remember.
I ascended.
Yeah, and then I remember Anime Frontier. They brought in Flo one year. That was actually really awesome.
They were actually here, not for a convention, but they were in San Antonio.
Yeah, they were in San Antonio and Austin
for a concert.
All right.
That's exactly why we remember these conventions and we rave about them. It's because we remember these musical guests and how hyped these concerts were.
And for Sephi, Akon is. They said they're in a hiatus, but it's pretty much they're pretty much dead in the water at this point.
Yeah, that's a fancy way of saying we did.
Financially dead.
Yeah.
I remember with Onicon, they had I think it was 07. They had D in Gray. Yeah, it was a Japanese rock band.
I think so, yeah. And then Colossal Con had Mystery Skulls a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
I remember the only concert I went to was I forgot which con had it, but it was Flow, and like pretty much any con that had Eyeshine performing, Johnny's band.
Nice.
Okay, so let's start going over. All right, Mama, you're first. What were the good things about the convention? What were some good things you liked, and what were some bad things you liked? And what is one thing you like? What are some things you feel like they could improve on? And then we'll do Suffering next. And then Crow, did you go?
No, I missed this year. I'm actually going back to conventions starting next year.
Hey, next year?
Yeah, because I took a hiatus break back in 2019 because I felt burnt out.
So, Akon, I don't know if it was the oldest, but it was definitely the longest running consecutive convention in the United States. Because they went every. I think there might have been anime cons older than A-Con, but it was the oldest convention as far as like it would happen every year nonstop. Like some conventions took a break; they'd happen by
Yeah, so the
once every
reason
2
why
years.
they advertise themselves as the oldest con is because they had direct backing when they first started by Funimation. So it was literally just them and AX started around the same time.
Right. Okay. So I mean, Stephanie, just to kind of share. No, actually, I'm not going to share during the show. I'll share with you in the Discord. Get all the tea. Get all of our tea in the Discord. The things that we can't share on the stream because reasons.
And don't worry, we have we got this panduce.
What? I know you ain't promising pan dulce. All right, Mama, go ahead and share with us the good, the bad, and what they can do better.
Okay. The good. We had some really good guests this year. I really liked Bill Butt's JoJo Pose Off, and not just because I got third place on finessing it. I really liked having the director of Trigger, and I really liked the FNAF dancer. Like the room where they had the dancers was pretty good. The bad was just the placing of everything and how no one can find the meetups because they were basically in the back of the convention. And I know like they can only put so many places in a small, like they have to separate some things to have everything that they want. They needed more signage to say, hey, if you want to go to the back of the convention, you could either go through the registration, or if you are on the third floor, you can go down the escalator to the back of the second floor. That was the other way, because strangely enough, you can't go to the back of the second floor from the front of the second floor. You have to go up and down, which that really sucks and it's confusing. But if you have more signage, that can alleviate the problem for some people. Really need to improve on just the ones that I enjoyed the most were the ones where the guests get to do their thing. Like Bill Butts, it's like, I want to do the JoJo's Pose Off. He had another panel where he's like, a fight night, we're playing Tekken, and then the winner plays me. I will play Tekken with the winner, and then for a prize. So just more of the guests getting to do what they want, like improving on like a Who's Line panel. Like if they're going to do improv games, let the guests know before and get the guests who are cool with it, just like run through, okay, this is what you want to do. And if they're like, I don't want to do that, then it's like, okay, well then don't do that panel. We'll have a different panel for the Q&A. So like have more interactive stuff with the guests, more signage, and other than that, good fun interactive panels and dances.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. I guess I might as well ask you on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you give the con?
This year, I think I'd give this year like a 7.8, maybe an 8. I give it a B- this year. I've had better years at this exact con. Like last year was an A for other reasons.
Well, just evaluate it in general, not to itself.
Oh, in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then I got to go a little higher, honestly. Because compared to itself, I'm comparing, because I hold San Japan.
Yeah, because San Japan holds itself to a high standard.
A very high standard. I call it the ball. Like, it's like Cinderella's ball for me. This is what I look forward to every year. I go to a lot of cons, but this is like the big one. So in comparison to itself, it was about an 8, maybe a 7.5. But still, overall, compared to everything else that I go to, a 9.
Wow, a 9? That's pretty high.
You said compared to everything else. It's like, what other con is gonna? When else is the director of Studio Trigger, like the director, gonna give me a thumbs up?
I don't know, but
yeah, because San Japan competing with itself is always held to a higher standard than the other conventions. I don't know what that says about our Texas convention scene, but it really shows you San Japan is setting the standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Compared
he
to
gave
Colossal
me a thumbs
Con,
up, so I got to give them a thumbs up back. So,
I mean, compared to Colossal Con now, I mean.
Oh well, that's biased. I don't do cosplay in swimsuits, so that's not like no, not gonna go. Not for me. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean,
also,
I don't.
The fact that you have to be at the resort basically, and so that's a higher ticket. Versus San Japan is in town. I just go home at the end of the night.
Okay. All right, Suffering, you're next.
All right, so I think the biggest improvement that they made this year for sure is the setup of the main convention space really felt like they had it figured out this time. That Artist Alley had enough space to walk around, its dedicated area. Vendors Hall, they hired the right number of vendors. I talked to a few vendors. They were a little niffed about the prices and where they were located, but San Japan's always been that con that's prioritized artists over vendors, which is one reason I love them so much. And then pretty much everything else that they set up in their main hall when you walk into the convention center, they had that set up. Now, as far as where panels go, and especially with how the height was configured, there's still improvements to be made. They're always improving, but this is like the first year since they came back from COVID. I really feel like they optimize HBG as a space really well, and I want to definitely give them kudos to that. In addition, San Japan in general is the most fun time I have paneling, and whatever programming is available usually is the highest quality programming I see. That's always going to be the good with San Japan for me, because whatever I'm doing at the convention, as long as I'm at the convention and not standing in line waiting for autograph signatures because my friends want to get way too many, then I'm enjoying the convention. So a lot of good with San Japan. Like I mentioned, like I'm a big advocate for this convention really being the standard of what we look at as far as what we should be doing. The bad this year, you mentioned it before, Goku, there's a little too much VTuber representation. I'm a big New Horizons like person. I absolutely love New Horizons as a group. I'm fully behind what Kason and Zentreya are doing, and I'm a huge Zuko fan. I said Zuko. I'm a big Suko fan. Have been supporting her since she was indie. So I know a lot of those VTubers, and I follow a lot of their stuff. But even I can recognize and understand that this became a little bit too much of a VTuber con, and they either didn't allocate enough space for the meet and greets, allocated too much for programming, or something was kind of a miss. And like it really needs to be like balance between what they're doing. Because I think what attracted the negative sort of VTuber programming is so much revolved around the 2 HoloLive guests they got. And when I think more of it should have been about the headliner guests, really should have been about, we got this industry professional from Japan, which I think they did a lot of that marketing, but I don't think it was pushed as much as the HoloLive stuff. And I think when you're leaning too much into the HoloLive stuff, that's when it starts to be like, that's when it starts getting that industry sort of feeling that you're talking about. And I really feel like it gets around that. So whenever you take one of like the big 3, big 4, big 5 VTuber agencies and really make that a center point of what your con is about, then that really faults on the programming. I also generally feel we should try to be fitting in more quality panels, not necessarily less. And I think that was probably a misstep there. As far as what I would rate it, I'm going to do the same thing that Mama did earlier. Rate San Japan to itself and then rate it overall. So compared to other years, I think this year wasn't its strongest year, but it was definitely its biggest year. And that also deserves commendation just because, hey, like if you're achieving at your biggest clip, I think you're doing a lot of things right and you're able to get people in the door. Because if you get more independent, unique attendees, that should also be commended. But compared to the feelings of San Japan's in the past, this definitely wasn't as hype. And I can definitely recognize that. So compared to itself, I'd probably put it anywhere from a 7.5 to an 8. But compared to other conventions, it would be a hard 9.5 for me.
So wait, which one is it? Is the 9?
So against other conventions, like in an overall scale,
Okay,
it's 9.5.
Okay.
But
I gotta put
if I
it in
compare
my...
it to other San Japans, it's like an 8.
Okay. I got to put it in my my calculator. All right. Actually, let's address this question real quick. Anime Tyler asked, so questions, being the first year show who honestly can't take on larger shows and more established shows, how do you stand out more without making the cost be so high so no one comes?
Okay,
I would say your marketing, because like if you look at KamehaCon, they actually went and advertised at other conventions for like a year before having their first show.
Yeah,
and their first show ended up being like their most attendees wise.
I feel like you are in the position right now where you can, since you're just starting out and it's probably going to start small, you have the opportunity to create like don't go for because San Japan is its own like big con atmosphere. You're trying to go for the intimate, fun, small con atmosphere, and so I would say you should really focus on having panels that people want to attend and that fans get to interact because the ones where fans get to interact with like each other and it feels closer, it feels more like a community and just having fun little community.
Yeah, and that's the main thing as well, is you have 6 to 7.5 months to really market yourselves as a premier anime convention in Northeast Texas, especially because there's not a whole lot going on east of Dallas. So I think there's an opportunity for you to kind of establish a niche and get the Arkansas, the Oklahoma, the Dallas anime communities kind of together at your con, and then establish a reputation that way within your local community.
Yeah,
that's the market. That's the kind of areas I would market towards.
Yeah, because I used to live in Oklahoma for so many years. There was maybe at least 2 conventions, one being like Tokyo Tosa, and at the time it was called Anime Sewer, but they kind of flopped. And so just to have the people from Oklahoma have another place to go, which is could be a little less than 8 hour drive, they will come. It's just the issue is that there isn't. It's one of those. It's one of those. They have conventions in Oklahoma. The issue is that it's not a lot. It is not. It's not there. It's almost like they'll have meetups, but they won't have like
Oklahoma. Though that's kind of unfair because Oklahoma's programming was like hot fucking garbage.
Well, you got to remember, it's Oklahoma. When I remember the con scene, it is literally they're trying to do an anime convention, a country fair, and a Renaissance festival all at once.
So they're doing too much.
Yes, like there are people like, for example, I have new vendors that wait. This is not a vendor that would be here, and this is when a time where I think it was IzumiCon was still in Oklahoma. Yes, IzumiCon. They had some. Before they were busting and the owner ran off with the money. There were people that technically this is not part of the anime fandom, but they were there just because this was just a meetup where they could talk about a subculture that isn't about football, church, and corn.
Okay.
I say that for somebody who lived in Oklahoma for 10 years.
Yeah, the Oklahoma anime scene is very weird. I can attest to that as well. But if you can tap into that market, like she said, they will come.
Yeah, a lot of people from Oklahoma, they strictly want an anime convention, not like, the reason why I'm going because my cousin thinks it's another country fair, or I'm going because this is something we need to do and it's a Ren fair too.
So here's the
I see that you're in Tyler. I would like advertise in all the small towns that are surrounding you because all of y'all look like you're too far away from Dallas to so if there's a con that's close to you, which is Tyler and all those small towns, I think focusing more in all those small towns surrounding Tyler and in Dallas, because right now the Dallas convention scene, like A-Con's not here anymore, and then what cons are kind of shut down? I forgot their name.
So A-Fest is scaling down. They're not gone, but they are scaling down to a smaller. So as of right now, we don't know what it is, but the rumor is it's either between a smaller venue convention or a 2-day convention. A-Con, as of right now, based off the rumors, none of this is confirmed, but based off of the rumors, they are not coming back for the foreseeable future. Anime Dallas is doing well. They're going to still be around. The same, I'm not going to say the same thing for their other conventions because, like I said, those are just rumors and speculation.
We'll see in 2 weeks. Let's put it that way.
We're going to find out in 2 weeks because in 2 weeks, we'll get a lot of the answers to the rumors that we've been hearing. As of right now,
Anime Frontier, like for fear.
Anime Frontier is now in line to be their biggest anime convention in Dallas, Texas. As a matter of fact, if Anime Frontier and if Anime Dallas and Anime Frontier can do very well this year, the anime con community in Dallas will be all right. If they don't do well, there's a lot of speculation that the anime convention community, it's just not. Anime conventions as a whole, some of them don't evolve and don't aren't open to changes, and because of that, like Fan Expo or Comic Con or all these other conventions that implement so many genres and fandoms, they're just doing a lot. They're just more successful at this point, and it's not for a lack of trying. It's just that like there's a lot of internal fighting. There's a lot of this and that, and yada yada yada, like high school drama level stuff. So we can't really speculate on the show as to what we have heard because, like I said, none of it is like confirmed, and some of it is just we're not allowed to say anything. And I'm not trying to like plug the Discord for the sake of plugging the Discord, but literally the Discord is where we discuss all this stuff. But I will say this. So I do have some questions for Anime Tyler. Is it in a hotel? What kind of venue? How many days? And programming wise, what is your main
What's
focus?
the plan, basically?
Yeah, exactly. Sonic put it the best. Because like Geeks Fiber, we have a list of panels. We have over 13 panels we could possibly submit and try to host, but the one that we always offer to conventions is that I would love to do a dating game, but if you guys would like to have karaoke at your panel, at your con, we would like to volunteer to not only host karaoke, we can bring our own equipment. Like for another con, I'm not gonna say the name, but we're gonna loan them our karaoke equipment for the con. Because we're not just doing panels for them, we're loaning them our equipment. So we don't mind bringing our own equipment and letting y'all use it if it means saving you some money.
But I think Tyler is close enough to where it can hop into the DFW scene, especially since there's now less saturation within the DFW market with A-Fest scaling down, with A-Con going away, with some other smaller cons probably not existing anymore. And Tyler, even though it looks a little bit far, it's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half from Dallas. And that's not honestly that bad. Like we drive that far for OniCon if we're in Houston.
Your Highness, he gave us both a shout out. He's like, I saw Suffering and Goku on the same show. So I had to be there. You know how we roll. We're gonna continue the reviews. Also, they had one more comment. Yes, hotel 2-day event, Saturday, Sunday, end of April. So we are not on any other dates. Actually, that works for us because WrestleMania is the 1st of April, the first weekend of April.
Nope. Nope, not next year. It's going to be in the middle of April.
Oh, but it's still not.
That's right. Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah, it's going to be on April 19th and the 20th.
That is weird.
But this con is the 26th and the 27th. So
it's a week after.
That is the week after. So yeah, we can do something with them. Actually, if it was during the con, we could probably do a WrestleMania thing at the con itself.
Yeah,
but
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down too.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and who hasn't gone? Vic, and then Deacon Bell.
Anyway, so the biggest things at the convention were all the Lolita panels that were happening, that were hosted by Oshikon. So they try to basically, I want to say try. They actually did try to give out a variety and kind of, I would say, kind of rehash some of their other panels. Like we had Lolita Loteria. So somebody was playing Spanish music while saying stuff like El Jime, El Mariano, El Rocking Horseshoes. And of course you want surprises. There was one where it was literally guess that print, and you had to figure out. It was like a Jeopardy style, and try to figure out the prints of the rest along with. And then another one that would be, which is the Lolita swap meet and pajama party. It's kind of, it is a swap meet. It's kind of swap meet, but it's what you can actually, pay if you have the money for some of the items, and some people will actually price them for you. What I did like was that OkashiCon, they worked with the Lolita Collective to bring, Metamorphes, and I think some of the other independent designers. I really like the fact they brought in Gloomy Bear, and I really hope St. Japan allows some of some of these some official Japanese what was it? But they're like it's one of these mascot companies like the Santero with Wakakuma, Sanex with Hello Kitty. Since it's kind of hard to really find anything that's really licensed from them. And if nobody remembers who Gloomy Bear was, it was the pink bear that had blood on its coming up from its mouth and on its claws. I think I don't even remember the last time we actually had a J fashion show. I think it was sometime before the pandemic, and I believe it was maybe with Putumayo. And I genuinely loved how it worked out. It was really done so professionally. But the only issues I kind of had, I wish the artist alley was a bit bigger. The lines became claustrophobic on Saturday. Like you could not move. Like by Sunday, you could move around. And the swap meet, I knew some people had issues it being the hallway, but at the same time, it used to be in a ballroom, so people kind of had to like go and find it in the Hyatt, and you had to bring your stuff up like escalators, where you could probably most likely take the elevators at the Henry B. Gonzalez Center. And the issue was that I think they put the tables too close. So if you're somebody who may be a wheelchair user, may have some issues navigating, and also the sense of claustrophobia. It was hard trying to navigate when people are stopping, trying to look or trying to negotiate some trades. But I think it was in a good place. Absolutely. Where there's a problem is yes, because some people don't know what a swap meet is and why are there people with merchandise. Did I just miss out another part of the dealers and the dealer's room? No, it's just the swap meet. Do I think that there should have been signage? Of course, since it would have helped, because all they just said it's between these rooms and these rooms, and it was more in the hallway behind. But were there access with the elevators? Absolutely. In total, I think personally, I think this was like a night. Personally, everything I would put this in Japan as a 9 out of 5, simply because it has stuff that my interest. However, I do know that some people may not be interested in what I like, but for me, it was a 9.5 out of 10.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. And Deacon Bell, you are next.
Okay, so I will say this in Japan 22, if you got in line at 6 o'clock to get your badge, you may have been in line for 4 hours. This year, we got in line at 8 dot hours. What looked like 4 hours only took a lot of lanes open, like scannable badges. For me, I started out very bland until
Hey, Deacon.
I can say for the
Deacon.
Yeah.
Deacon.
Okay, he's out.
No,
There we go.
Deacon.
Can you hear me now?
Bang. We lost him.
Yeah.
Taco Bell took him.
No, not the Taco Bell.
It was either that or the Hooters.
A Taco Bell is not close enough to Henry B because we wanted real Mexican food in San Antonio.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that there's still, we have gone 60 days since we found out there's no goddamn Waffle House in San Antonio?
Wait, what?
No, there isn't.
Yeah,
There actually isn't.
sorry.
All right, Deacon, are
Back.
you better?
Okay, yeah, I'm back. Sorry, my phone's being weird. Before I end up refreshing again or going out to signal, I'm gonna say this San Japan was easily 9 out of 10. Since I've been to every San Japan since San Japan 3, this is number 5 in my top 5 San Japans. I went into this thing thinking it was gonna be boring as fuck. And I didn't like all the VTubers. I know she was gonna love the Lolita, but I was not expecting to like have as much fun as I did. And as far as like everything I could complain about, it would have nothing to do with the conventions. And before we leave, I did some research. When the cosplay contest sign up closed, if you tried signing up anyway, it just took you to the page to buy a badge. So overall, 9.5 out of 10. Number 5 in my top 5 San Japans.
Okay. So we have a final score. And this is taking into consideration the because somebody sent me a score that they couldn't be on the show.
And yes, Your Highness, I am going to Anime Houston. I will probably be the one reviewing it on this podcast. So
yes. Your Highness needs to be on the show too to review it. All right, so San Japan officially scores a 9 out of 10 for 2024.
All right. For all the shit we talk, we're like, oh, hell yeah. We'd definitely do again.
because all of the flaws that we see with San Japan feel very, very small compared to the flaws we see with other conventions, right?
Oh,
and
hell
that's
yeah.
something to recognize. We're super critical of them because we know they've listened to us in the past.
But you could be perfection.
Right. Considering
Yeah,
how bad the season was.
No matter how bad it is, it'll never be as bad as San Japan 7.
Okay, yeah.
Well, look,
we
it'll
won't talk
never
about San
be
Japan 7, Deacon. Come on.
it'll never be as bad as Anime Matsuri every year.
Yeah.
Every year after 2009. Put some respect on that. 2007,
Look,
2008, 2009 were pretty good.
2009 was their best year only because they wanted to destroy Kamikaze-Con in 2008.
Okay, I will say this to Seppi Hakubi. If it helps, the year that you DJ'd is in between my second or third best in Japan.
Right.
The year that
I
you
meant
DJ'd.
2009. I meant 2009, my bad. All right, so Sephi was ready to come on the show, but we couldn't have Sephi on because we're reviewing the con. We'll dedicate an entire episode where Sephi can just have like 60 minutes to just shit all over the convention as much as they want. But we're here to talk about the good, the bad, the review. So overall, San Japan this year gets a 9 out of 10. And so there was the 1 year Anime Matsuri. 2009 was their best year. It was in 2009 when Kamikaze-Con came back and they just went to war and Matsuri won. And that was, they had Miyabi. They had all kinds of crazy people there. It was
the last year I volunteered for Anime Matsuri. So
I will never volunteer for Anime Matsuri ever again because the 1 year I did, they fed the volunteers like cut up hot dogs. Like they would cook hot dogs and instead of giving us a whole hot dog, they cut it into 4s. And they're like, all right, bon appetit.
well, I couldn't eat the hot dogs. They were pork hot dogs. So
yeah, see, that's you know, that's bullshit right there. Like somebody should like crap on their lawn and not a dog. Deacon, I mean, of course, although what happened at 7, I thought it was okay. I'm doing 2 panels at Anime Houston. Oh, Geek Cred Trivia. You should come on the show as well and review the pen. We'll do a review for the con. We can do we can do one for Anime Houston and Anime. We're gonna review Anime Texas, obviously. Anime Texas this coming weekend, the 6th through the 8th. If you haven't already gotten your badges for Anime Texas, come check us out. Go to animetexas.com, I believe is the website, and you get your badges and come check out our panels. I'm hosting A Hill I Would Die On. It's over 9,000, celebrating 40 years of Dragon Ball and terrible fan fiction.
and I am also hosting my usual panel of polyamory and anime.
Polyamory and anime, which is
Polyamory is the study of polygons, Jesse.
that I know what polyamory. Shut up, Deacon. Shut up.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I'm not going to get into that, but yes, I do know what polyamory is.
Those are some big words.
So
for a
my
man
panel
who-
is at 8:45 on Saturday.
I like how he knows his times. I don't know when my panels are. I have to look at the schedule and be like, oh,
I just looked mine up, to be fair.
I'm over here busy producing. Oh, by the way, if you're watching the show right now, can you do us a huge favor? Give us a thumbs up because the YouTube algorithm sucks. And the only way people can find our video is if, the more thumbs up it gets, the better. Plus,
Like, comment, and subscribe, please.
But we'll get to that in the end of the show. So I do want to say this. I hope San Japan does do better. So based off of their score, San Japan is only the second convention this year that has gotten a 9.
Wow.
And it's very rare that a convention does get a 9. but like I don't think a convention will ever get anything past the 9. Like,
There's never going to be the perfect.
It's very, very difficult to be in that magical Goldilocks land, right?
because
We're talking about like AXs of old from like 15 years ago.
Yeah, like even the conventions back then weren't 9s. Like there was like,
Oh, they were chaos.
Very much chaos.
I mean, like, yes, but like my character as a podcast host and a panelist is, I like somebody once, there was an events director who's like, who watched the show, and they're like, nope, I don't want that guy hosting any panels at this con. Any panels at this con. He is like like, it's because I'm like, oh yes, everything's very chaotic. So ever since he said that, that's when I started doing the whole I am the most chaotic panelist and podcast host in all of Texas. So that's when I started running with that. Acknowledge me.
Yeah,
but
so
no, like,
Geekred, I feel like generally speaking, those SoCal cons from the 2010s, like the early 2010s that we're talking about, are the ones that used to be those 10s, right? From the late 2000s to the early 2010s, is that's what every single con in the country tries to sort of emulate, that sort of energy. And bringing that energy is oftentimes something that programming can't even control. It just depends on the quality of the convention you get, how much people are vibing with it, and everything else. So getting those 10s, like Goku was saying, is just a tall order in the year of our Lord 2024, right? So,
I mean, the one PAX South I went to, I met Xavier Woods and AJ Styles because the WWE Royal Rumble was like right down the street.
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah. And AJ Styles was like trying to like, he like nobody recognized him and he wasn't even hiding. And Xavier Woods was filming Up, Up, Down, Down, I think, at the time. But all right, so we're gonna give everyone a chance to plug in their social media. If you have any last words you want to say about San Japan or anything in general. One thing I would like to say to San Japan, less VTuber shit, please.
Agreed.
But to kind of help animate Tyler, if you really want to be successful, there are some voice actor guests that we know, that a lot of people know, that are very cheap, or they'll like, you know, they don't charge a lot, or they might do it for free depending on if they can. Like some cons let the guests like pretty much pocket whatever money they make during the weekend, and like you just get the community involved. Like I know Suffering is like probably one of the best panelists because he's definitely one of the most organized and well-spoken panelists. I know other panelists that are you know just as organized, but they're not as well-spoken. Or they're well-spoken, or they're nowhere near as organized. I don't have an organization system because I literally will just show up to a panel and talk.
you create a vibe, right? You don't need organization. You create the vibe.
I do, and it's crazy because like people are like, oh my god, I gotta follow this guy's panels now because like literally it's just me standing there like, you know why I think Pokemon is stupid?
Pokemon is just cockfighting for kids.
Is Goku stand up? Is Goku stand up?
It's Goku stand up. Pretty much, it's stand up. Whatever the panel's name is, that's the subject matter. And so, like, just get the community involved. Like, I'm willing to help out. A lot of people are willing to help out. Who left?
I think Deacon.
Deacon.
Okay.
Once again, run into his Taco Bell again.
He's got a. I mean, when you eat that much Taco Bell, you got to hit up the restroom every chance you get.
I'm sorry. My phone is messed up. I don't have Wi-Fi. It's raining, and that's why my signal's bad.
All right. All right, fine. We'll you're excused, but let me find out you're at Taco Bell, choking down a chalupa.
I just told you guys I made spaghetti today. Oh no, I told you like 2 hours ago.
We don't know if it's the signal or you just have a bad case of diarrhea. You just have a bad case of diarrhea. Okay, we don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But you're good, Deacon. You're good.
Thank you.
Take some Pepto-Bismol for that diarrhea.
Anime Tyler, you should take in Deacon rep. He will work for Taco Bell.
Babe, why you got to tell him my secret?
You're the
Yeah,
one who
now
grew
you
up
have
in
no
Oklahoma.
I think you
idea.
have to understand a San Antonio convention will not feed you Taco Bell
He
because it is not Mexican.
I mean, he's the one who got upset when all the cosplay kids got fed Taco Bell at BotCon.
Yes, that's the next thing. BotCon had Taco Bell in the green room and nobody told me. And everybody is aware that
Which
I
is
am
messed up.
single-handedly the reason why the Taco Bell on Military and 90 in San Antonio stayed in business during the pandemic.
All right. So you do realize that the Taco Bell in the green room at BotCon was specifically for was because we kept making the joke that you won't work a convention unless Taco Bell's in the green room.
And that is exactly why Bacon got the Taco Bell. Yes, to draw the Deacon rap in.
Yeah, to draw so to kind of help anime, just get the community involved. I mean, if you really want Deacon Rap there, polluting the bathrooms with his poor choices of food, he will look, let me put it like this. If you pay Deacon Rap in burritos and chalupas and Mexican pizza, God forbid, he will do whatever. He'll spit on that thing for some Taco Bell.
You will see this man do a 2-hour rap concert for some Taco Bell.
They're not entirely wrong.
No lie, I ate the 4 last tacos at BotCon. There's your culprit. There's your culprit. Get Taco Bell as a sponsor.
Yes.
All right, Young Food Corp, you know what to do. Sponsor this Deacon rap.
But Deacon, we fed Jesse and then pizza at BotCon. You could have got some. That's true.
Hey, that pizza was also Yum Food Corp. It was Pizza Hut.
It was Pizza Hut. Even
so
I got
also Yum
because they knew Jesse don't fuck with Taco Bell, so let's get pizza.
Someone who eat crab mac and cheese and went out the cookhouse. Someone made a award for the Southern mac and cheese casserole.
Seppi, that's accurate. That's
right.
Totally accurate.
So anime, just get the community involved. Like I said, if you need help with anything, if you want to consider karaoke, we will gladly help. We can even do a family friendly one. We can do all family friendly panels. It just depends on what you want. If you want, you can message us. Can everyone watching, can you invite your friends to check out the channel, maybe subscribe? We need one more to hit 600.
Ooh.
We need just one more to hit our goal is to hit 700 before the end of the year, which when we started this year, we were in the 300s, almost 400s. Because we have really tried. I've been getting off my ass and doing a lot more. But let's start. Okay, Mama, Donovan, go ahead and plug in your social medias. Where can people follow you and anything else, or your next convention you're going to?
So I am on TikTok as Mama Donovan. On Instagram, I have Mama Donovan 1833, and those are my main 2 social medias. The next con I will be going to is actually a Corpus Christi convention called it's only CadaverCon. It's in its 2nd year. It's very small. It's basically the successor to RealmsCon, which that's a con that it was small and then it got a little bigger, and for all of its problems, it was always a 10 out of 10 in my heart because of the people.
Yeah, we went once and hosted the dating game there.
Oh my god, I don't know
if there's any convention you want to support on the Gulf Coast, especially at a beach setting, I would say CadaverCon. The people there are amazing.
Yes, because basically the leftovers, because unfortunately COVID killed RealmsCon and it broke my heart. But Breakdancing Kakashi, Chuck Stroshine, is going to be the MC for the panels, and he's so funny. He's literally I saw him my 2nd year at going to a convention ever, and it was RealmsCon, and then he would come back every year, and he's so hilarious. So we've watched each other grow, we've watched each other age, and so I love to support him. I love to support CadaverCon, and they got some really fun guests this year. They have the whole main cast of the Amazing Digital Circus. which is it's brand new and it blew up online. And they also have a few Jujutsu Kaisen voice actors, so they have a nice little crew. And it's going to be on the Mansion Royale off of Shoreline in Corpus Christi, Texas, and that's the next con I'll be going to, in October 4th through the 6th.
Okay, cool. Thank you. When is CadaverCon?
October 4th and 5th.
I can't do that one. That's like right before OniCon.
Yes, it's the weekend before OniCon.
Yeah.
And it's the first weekend, I believe. I got to double check, but I believe it's the first weekend of the Texas Renaissance Festival.
That is correct.
Which we did apply for as press. And guess who's going as press?
Oh.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun to be able to hear everybody complain about the prices all year long. Anyways, it's all right. Suffering, you are next.
All right. I am Hideaju Suffering. Like Goku mentioned, I do panels at all sorts of different conventions. My next few conventions are Anime Texas, Anime Houston. I am still on the fence whether I'm going to OniCon, but I will probably be at SumiCon, so you can see me at those 4 cons next. My handles are Hideaju_Suffering on both Discord and Instagram, as well as, if you're a cringe millennial like myself, Hideaju-Suffering on Tumblr. That's it. We're good.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I just got a random message. It was kind of weird. All right, and Silva, you're next.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Randy Sports, aka Silver Crow. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Silver Crow 30, and my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which I really go on. So, which is Silver Crow. So, and also, I will be going back to cons next year, and I will be cosplaying as Lucifer Morningstar from Haspel.
Oh, awesome!
All right. Thank you. Oh, quick shout out. Thank you guys. So One Up Definitive Studio says you should have hit it now. We are now at 603 subscribers. Thank you.
All right.
So our goal is 700. We're on the road. We're on the road to 1K. We'll get there.
We're on the road to the Radiant City.
We're on the road.
I need new friends. Anyways,
The 2 musicians have to sing whenever you say a line. I'm sorry.
That's right. Deacon. So Deacon, you're next, and then it's gonna be Vic, and then we're gonna do Keyblade Sonic and me last.
Okay, my name is Deacon Rap. I'm the JDM riding, rockin' George flying, cosplay wearing, woo, no life rapping, woo, otaku rapping, son of a bitch, and hip hop entertainment. You can find me at Deacon Rap on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your music. And Suffering, you said you're gonna be at SumiCon, right?
Most likely, yes.
It is official. I will be hosting 6 panels at SumiCon.
Oh, great.
Yes, Otaku Rap Concert is coming to SumiCon, and we are coming hard. Like, I'm gonna come harder than.
Oh God.
I can't finish it. Damn. But yeah, I'm gonna be at
Commit
SumiCon.
to the bit. Yeah, commit to the bit. You've already...
Yeah. I'm done.
He's an all-star. What can we say? He's an all-star.
Thank you.
I tuned him out. All right, Vic, you're next.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram. I'm Mayanoka Katsuni 33. And the next convention I'll be going is also SukiCon. And that's all.
All right, SukiCon.
All right.
We're
All
all
right.
doing the SukiCon.
All right, Sonic, take it away.
Where's Sonic?
Sonic.
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 We have Sonic stuff for you. We have Kingdom Hearts stuff for you.
We gotta go fast.
Yeah, gotta go fast.
I guess he's gone.
Gotta go. Well, I guess you didn't go fast.
Is there a list? We will follow you. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, join our Discord.
Yeah, just join. We're on the Discord, so that's
Yeah,
the easiest way.
definitely join the Discord.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Mama
Discord is
Donovan, are you in the Discord?
I don't think I am.
Join the
Well,
Discord.
Here,
I'll
here,
send
I
you
just,
the link.
I'm
Yeah,
posting it
put a
right
link-
now in
Put a
the
link in the
chat.
private chat. Yeah.
I'm putting it in the
Oh,
private
that
chat,
one. Yeah.
and I'm
Yes.
putting in both.
Join the Discord. It's chaotic.
There's lewds, nudes, and dudes.
And
We
sadly,
talk
no.
a lot of shit. We talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's literally one called Chomo Roasting, a whole chat dedicated to that. If you know, you know.
Entertain with the chaos. Yay.
So Sonic's not here. Hey, Sonic.
Sonic, go fast.
Well, he probably had to step away.
I go fast.
All right, so let me go ahead and all right, guys. So, all right. So if you haven't already, if you're not following us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button because most of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling button. So every time we go live, you'll be notified so you can join the shit show. That is the Geeks 5 Hour podcast. We stream every Monday at 7 and every Wednesday at 7 now. Mondays are pretty much our convention review shows and our go home shows. If you don't know what a go home show is, it means that before a big event, we do like a promotional show to kind of hype up the event. And then Wednesdays, we're kind of just like doing interviews. We're talking about subjects. We have our Queens of Cosplay Part 2 coming out this month. We're going to get the date finalized because I'm going to work on that this week. Then we're excited to bring some brand new queens to talk about the cosplay, being queens in the cosplay community. We also have other stuff going on. We are dedicating this Wednesday to LollyCon, ShadowCon. Is it worse than, like, in the community? Is it worse than we thought? Or are we just like overthinking it, overlooking it? So it's about ShadowCon, ShadowCon, and LollyCon, and the history of CP. Can't say the full word because YouTube is sensitive. CP in Japanese culture. For those of you that aren't aware, possession of CP was not illegal in Japan until 2014.
Oh, that's what that is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yep, Deacon. Yep.
Yeah, I've never heard the term
Also,
CP before.
Goku
so,
plugged YouTube. Also follow on Twitch because that's also a streaming platform.
That's right. We are on Twitch, and follow our Twitter, even though we don't do crap on there. And follow our TikTok. Just follow us on Discord, and we'll post everything there. And everybody, you can follow everybody there. Anyway, Tyler, if you want to be a guest on the show, including with One Up Definitive Studios, I would love to have you both on the show. It doesn't have to be promotional for the con community thing. This Wednesday, join us as we dive deep into LollyCon, ShadowCon, because this is important after the interview that was Wednesday. Wednesday's interview made a lot of people uncomfortable. I was trying to stay neutral. I was trying to be a journalist with some integrity. I do apologize if what the statements that were made by my guest made people feel uncomfortable. His opinions and comments do not reflect mine. Are the other admins or sponsors of Geeks 5? Remember, it was an interview to kind of get his view of things, how he sees everything, because no one's ever actually taken the chance to interview him. He said a lot of things that a lot of people did not agree with. Some people were very upset. I apologize. They're not going to come back on the show. Let's just put it like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch Wednesday's episode, the Otaku Ministry of Otaku episode interview.
Blow it. Make it trending.
He said some interesting things. All right, guys. To the guests, y'all can stick around after the show's end because it doesn't kick you out. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you Wednesday. Have a good night. Stay classy.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Don't eat Taco Bell.